Welcome everybody to Chalkcast episode 26. We also have Rise here, by the way, but I didn't actually make anything for that yet. I'll get to that soon. Yeah, Rise is here as well. We're joined by Garrett and Rise as our special guests, co-hosts Johnny and CJ, as well as always. There's a lot. There's honestly a lot going on in the Rocket League community. Rocket League is clearly a tier 1 esport with everything going on. Shout out Kavala for that one. But recently there's been a lot of player bans, or I mean, honestly, it's one of those things where it's like there hasn't been much public discussion about it, so people aren't sure if they're banned and they're scared to actually play with them. Essentially what's going on is a lot of these players have had or have trade locked alpha boosts.
We're talking pro players here, like semi-pro players.
Yeah, pro players, semi-pro players, and they're getting banned essentially from Rocket League. And if you're banned from Rocket League, you can't compete in Psyonix events, which means you are banned in RLCS as well. So it's this big whole mess that a lot of people have had to deal with, honestly, like a day before the roster lock period. And it's, I don't know how to explain it. Maybe one of you guys can explain it a little better, but it's just been a complete mess.
So they've been banned for having trade lock alpha boosts. Probably, maybe someone in the live chat can correct me if I'm wrong here. But is that what they're being banned for? Because they have a trade locked alpha boost account that they shouldn't have. Because trade locked alpha boosts, if I'm not mistaken, are given to specific people, specific accounts. So if someone else has it, that's not allowed. And clearly there must have been a transaction and changing of hands there. So it's like, quite an easy trail to follow. And a trade locked alpha boost, again, from what I understand, is something that Psyonix give out to people who get their real alpha boost scammed. That's what I've been trying to figure all this out because I'm reading all the comments on Reddit.
Garrett, run us through it.
Garrett, you actually joined in. You were like, "Wait a minute, I know what this is." So,
well, I was going to say too. You just kind of unlocked something I saw was that. I saw a screenshot of Mateo saying that the current bans or the current discussion is that even if a final decision is made to where it's a temporary ban, right now they're probably going to get banned for ban evasion. That's the biggest problem. You get banned if you get banned on your Epic, you can't just unlink it and then be like, "Oh, I'm good." That's technically ban evasion. So there's multiple there's multiple parts. And right now, all we can do is assume because I'm just reading the sad tweets. It sounds like they've found out that they're perma banned. That's what it seems like.
Oh, so if you link, so you get a trade locked alpha boost on an Epic account, link it to your main account. Now you can play with alpha boosts on your main account. You get the Epic account banned, and people thought it's fine. I'll just unlink it, and now I can play on my main again. But that's evasion. Is what you're saying.
Yeah, it's the same thing as getting banned on your main and playing on an alt. You can't play RLCS on your alt when your main's banned. So
yeah.
But it's kind of hard without a statement from Psyonix, to be honest. We're just kind of going off the tweets of everyone else. But I honestly it's such a bad decision to do that, to even spend money on something you can't trade anyway. But I feel bad. I feel really bad, and it's almost. For some reason, what just went in my head is the Jack argument about being 18 to play Rocket League, because it's these 15-year-olds decided to do this, and now they're late teens, so their early 20s might be drastically different. I don't know.
They didn't see the consequences when they did it. They were
especially when all your friends are doing it, and they acted like it had been over a year, no comment, nothing, and then all of a sudden, right before this split, it's just it. Who made the video? I saw a YouTube video of someone who said it, and then it was the next day, all of a sudden it was a conversation.
I didn't know is there a video? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, there was a big YouTube video.
I was just going to say, hello everyone. I was just going to say, my question is, how many times is this guy going to email Psyonix and say, "Well, I've been scammed again. My boost's gone."
How many alpha boosts are there?
Is that how you do it?
My 45th
okay,
boost
so
is
here's how you do it, Johnny. I saw it. This is a good comment on the Twitch. So the scam is you buy a real alpha boost, trade it to a Smurf account, or one of your many, tell Psyonix support you got scammed on your real account after trading it.
They can see the trade with nothing returned.
They can see the trade to another account with no return, so you've been scammed. Psyonix give out a trade locked alpha boost. Now, unfortunately, Psyonix did this about 140,000 times, and now all these kids are buying these trade locked accounts. Now all the people have 2 alpha boosts, but technically you get 100 after you do it so many times. So I think there's a few people at fault here. I think, Psyonix were trying to be nice. Probably didn't realize the ill intentions from all these people. But also, I feel like if it was communicated at the start, like this, it's hard to say, from Psyonix's point of view. But if they were just communicated, like, hey, if they somehow knew about it and said, hey, like anyone buying or possessing these accounts, scamming their way to an alpha boost, like we're gonna ban you, then obviously these pros wouldn't do it. But I just think they didn't think about the potential consequences, which is their fault as well. But as Garrett said, they're like 14, 15-year-old kids now in the RLCS that are getting, ruined. Their careers ruined over like this really gimmicky way to get an alpha boost. Like, who really cares at the end of the day?
It's really dumb, isn't it? It's really dumb. Yeah, you can use back his mod to get an alpha boost on your screen. And the only reasons I could think of people not wanting to do that is because some people have like placebo where they think back his mod's making them lag. Maybe back his mod does make someone else lag. That's a legitimate reason. But that you'd want to actually have it in game to have less programs open. But aside from that, I can't think of it. I mean, is Alpha Boost scary to go up against? This is the only other thing I can think of that would make these players think that they need Alpha Boost, because their opponents are going to hear Alpha Boost in the game and they're just going to panic. They're going to be like, oh my goodness, someone with Alpha Boost is flip resetting on me, and they just flip on the spot. Is that a thing? Is Alpha Boost scary to go up against?
No, definitely.
Do you just laugh when you hear Standard Boost? You're like, what an idiot.
It's the rarity. If Alpha Boost was like the pigeon poo boost and like it was the rare alpha item, everyone would still use it. Like, it's more, obviously it's a nice looking boost as well.
It is nice. It is very nice.
Just a flex. It is very nice.
It is a flex. It's like it's like buying any, a Rolex or something. Like, it is a bad flex and it's rare.
Do e-girls party up for these bubble players and then say, hey,
Johnny, quit focusing on why they buy the boost.
You want to jump into a private match real quick and show me the boost? Then they, it's the show. Yeah, see, I got it like that.
What's crazy too is over the last year, I was like, I legitimately had a conversation. I don't remember who I talked to, but I was like, where are all these bubble players getting alpha boost from? I'm not even kidding. I was thinking about that, and then I remember I looked at someone's earnings. I was like, Jesus, they just spent like probably all their savings on the boost, and it turns out all of a sudden there's just this there's fake boost.
It was a bargain. They were getting it like massive big bargain bucket deal.
It's just crazy.
I love the potential conversation with Psyonix. It's like, g'day guys, it's me again. You won't believe it.
No, there's no way that they thought it was the same guy.
You won't believe it, guys.
If he's sending emails and support tickets, they're going to be different accounts every time or something.
Is it possible?
It's got to be smarter than that, right?
You won't believe it.
You won't believe it. You guys are getting frustrated today, I swear. This is going to be crazy. You're not going to believe this one.
I need another one. Hook me up, boys. He's got a direct line to like the guy that hands them out. Like, come on, let's have it
again. No. So we have to assume that it was different. Like, it was, clearly a clever scam because it worked. So, clearly he must be using different emails or something. I don't know how you contact Psyonix when you're scammed. I've never been scammed. Touch wood. Not that there's anything in my account that's worth scamming. I think I've got like a orange octane on there, so you're welcome, any scammers, to take that. But see if I don't know how games are made. If a boost gets traded from one account to another, does that is that a boost that Psyonix can track? Like, can they track?
That's what I thought about. Is it the same boost, or is it just like?
But maybe it's not trackable. Like, maybe that's not something you could do in Rocket League. I have no idea. I don't make games. I'm clueless in this matter. But I'm thinking this could be a much harder issue to track than we know.
I'm pretty sure they can track it. So what happened? What happens? I know I spoke to Astral about this a while ago, and he said that I can't remember exactly what it was, but he got his account locked or something on Rocket League, and it had his gold stones on it. So Astral now has gold stones that are locked. So I'm pretty sure they can, like, he bought them and then they got locked for some reason. So then he got them.
So this happened to me.
His account blocked, and then he got them trade locked. So I'm guessing they can track like what you have and what you give.
So I got scammed, and I'm not proud of how. It was really late night.
You
won't believe it. Okay, listen. I'm not the one handing out the boost. Okay, listen. It's him. I met this guy, right? This is where I messed up. Okay, I met this guy on Squad, the war game, and he was really cool, right? He was really cool. Okay, and I became squad buddies with him. All of a sudden, I was really tired one night, late at night, and he was like, "Yo, bro, dude, it's so embarrassing. Actually, it's so bad." He was like, "Bro, my partner quit on me on this ESL tournament." I swear.
Oh no!
I clicked the link, and it was perfect. The site was perfect. It was like it was a clean link. It was a clean link and everything.
He just wanted to play ESL weekly.
Like ESL, it does. Like somebody showed screenshots of this.
I was like, "Oh yeah, I can farm this tournament like really quick. This will be sick, right?" with my buddy that I met on squad. Turns out he got hacked, and I get back on and like everything's gone, and I was like, "Oh my god!" So I ended up like messaging someone at Psyonix, and this one I was wondering if they can track it. Like I wonder if they went and found their alpha boost.
No, they must have seen the trade because they can clearly track trades. Otherwise, they wouldn't have been like, yeah, verified. We'll give you a trade locked one. They must be able to see that.
I didn't know. I wasn't sure if it was just like if they traded like 6 times, if they can even find it, right? But I'm sure they can. But so I got mine back, and mine is trade locked now. Like it's just I can't get scammed.
Well, no, your actual one is your one's out there somewhere. But
it's
you got
somewhere. So I guess they didn't trust that I would not click on another ESL link, but. So I'm assuming unless this guy with the like the boost indicators and all the hacks now, I don't know. Maybe there is some crazy way this guy is getting them. I mean, I know you said you read the comment on Reddit, but who knows?
Yeah, I don't know if that's verified, but a lot of
who knows?
Seems to think that that's the main theory behind this. Is that like if he's selling multiple trade locked alpha boosts, and the thing that makes sense is that he was like getting them by faking a bunch of like scams, faking a bunch of people scamming him.
So
which would make no sense.
The reason I think though, like what the problem with like them tracking the alpha boost if this guy was only using one boost right on new accounts, surely at some point they would have noticed that like, oh, this is the same boost that just got replaced.
Well, that might be something that you only like go back and look at like after you realize
after the fact.
Oh, we've printed 100 of these.
Yeah,
and then you go back and look, and you're like, oh, this is the same boost. These aren't multiple people.
At what point is Psyonix like, hang on a minute? How many people played the alpha? There's so many people.
That's what I'm saying. All of a sudden, all the bubble players had alpha boost, but I really thought they were just
all in out of control. Yeah.
Just spending everything, But
I always thought that as well. I used to play NA like ranked and 6-man when I was in like rank X. It was rank X. And I'd just see like at this point Dries was a complete random and he had alpha boost, but I'm pretty sure he literally just bought it. Like straight up. This is before NA players have always just had like bubble players have always just had alpha boost for some reason. It's like the first thing they buy when they get their first ESL
payout. I remember
they got paid.
I remember like a year ago or something, like probably even more actually, like 2 or 3. So I think it's been around for a while because I would see people, and I remember I made a comment on stream like, I was like, oh my god, who is this guy? Is that a real alpha boost? And like I said it, and it sounded like disingenuous, like I was dissing them or something. But like looking back at it now, I'm like, how are people getting these alpha boosts? Like eventually you start to question it. Because there were not that many, and eventually you just started seeing them everywhere.
But if this is just one dude who scammed all of these players, one guy, he had a network of Smurfs like that he's faking all these scams to get trade locked alpha boosts.
Listen, money's tight. No,
Garrett, you realize Garrett was the first person to get a trade locked alpha boost, and he realized at that point, he said, "Hang on a minute."
He's like, "This is unlimited power."
Listen, I don't like this narrative. I do not like this narrative. Okay, let's relax here.
You won't believe it. I've been scammed. My name is Buddy Talk.
Let's move on. How about that? Let's go.
He's making a bunch of fake emails, like he's got GarrettG, GarrettH, GarrettI. Just going through the alphabet.
Barrett. I like the idea that Garrett's actual alpha boost is still out there, and he's just in ranked, and he just sees an alpha boost go past, and he's like, "Hang on a minute, it smells like mine." Just comes across it. Just has a distinct scent to it. Wait a second.
That's so
this is so ridiculous.
You're the kingpin. Now we know.
Do you guys think the punishment's too much that they've given out?
because they've permabanned them, right? Or that's
everyone's permabanned. I think
right
that's
now
ridiculous.
it's permabanned, and there's not been any like information to like from Psyonix to suggest otherwise.
Well,
right?
okay, I think, there's been no information. I think what they're doing is something similar to the bot situation where everybody's freaking out. Everybody's like, oh my God, what is happening? What is happening? But they're actually like waiting to make this full-fledged statement.
That's probably
they're not just gonna like put that one out without running it by like legal and put it by all the relevant internal teams and have a conversation about it. Like it's definitely they'll have a statement, I'm sure.
Could probably label it as indefinite right now.
Yeah, but you said, like Fisher says in chat, like they waited until after roster lock. One roster lock is irrelevant to the terms of these guys' career.
Yeah.
Well, I guess the reason roster lock could be relevant for is because the teammates, right? Because if they did it in the middle of a split, then or if they did it right towards the end of a split or right after a split, then at least then the teammates who are innocent would have time to sort themselves out. So the timing's definitely not ideal for some innocent parties who have now, been left out to dry, which sucks.
Yeah, I was gonna say too, like, I think obviously in an ideal world it would have been a really quick response, but I feel like people don't realize like the vast size of like these type and departments of like this type of company. Like, this has probably gone through so many people. Like, it's not just a group of 5 people like huddling up.
It's not just the esports team. Like, let's push the button and ban these bubble players. Like, it's an in-game thing. Like, they're banned in esports because their accounts are banned. But the account bans are probably it's definitely a totally different team. The esports team don't ban like Rocket League accounts. That's someone else, someone else's job. So
it's just to go through that many people, like I know. It's like the bigger the company gets, the longer it takes for sure. And if a lot of Epic is also, I don't know how the Epic Psyonix thing works. Like, I know if you work for Psyonix, you work for Epic, but I don't know if like this also goes through someone who oversees multiple things. And like I don't know how many people this. It's so many. So many Slack channels.
A lot of cogs to turn for sure. A lot of things have a lot of moving parts. Maybe they did try and make this happen at the start of the transfer window, but it just like ended up being delayed till the end. So we'll probably never know on that. But there's a lot of behind the scenes things going on here, I'm sure. All we can say is that it's not ideal for the teammates that they hurt now on the last day.
It's not ideal for the esports team either.
I'm sure they are not having a good time about this. Like, this isn't ideal for them at all.
I think go on.
I was gonna say, I think they're gonna paint themselves really badly if they end up banning all these bubble players, and then the pro players that are known to have done it don't get banned. I think it's gonna look really terrible. I think it's got to be one rule for all, and if they don't ban the players because they're going to know who's done it. If they leave those players to them play RCS, it's going to look really bad on them.
So who are the pros?
On purpose, the one rule for
I'm
all.
not going to name
play on words there. Was that an intentional play on words, saying one rule for all? Just wondering. Because I actually don't know. I don't know the names, the list. I've seen a couple of lists of names going around of like people who have trade locks, but
I got offered this a while ago.
How long ago?
This was October 21st of last year. I got a message saying, because I've tweeted a few times that I can get, like, I want Alpha Boost and I want to buy it. I got a DM saying, hey Rise, if you're looking for an Alpha Boost and want to pay $1,500 or maybe even less, let me know. It's a trade locked Alpha Boost on an Epic Games account. So if I had bought that, would I now be banned? Because
I guess so.
Yeah,
you probably.
I feel bad for the player. I feel bad for the players.
I do it. Like,
this is the thing though. Like, it's buying Alpha Boost already is sort of against TOS. Like, buying legitimately.
That's what I'm saying.
It's not sort of against TOS. It's against
completely
TOS.
against TOS.
Okay, let's get straight to it. It's again, people that buy Alpha Boost already should be banned if this is getting banned. But I'm not going to be the one that says it. But
there's no way to verify that.
No, they technically should, but like Riz is saying, there's no way to verify that a transaction actually took place because all Psyonix have on their servers on their end is a trade happening. And
listen, I use in-game credits. That's all I'm saying. And,
Cap.
No,
your PayPal is Empty.
I have the transaction. Look, all I'm saying is my Alpha Boost has been borrowed. Okay, I've been borrowing mine for 5 years.
Psyonix don't have access to like PayPal accounts, bank accounts. There's like no way that they can prove this.
Yeah,
so I don't think they're interested in even pursuing that. But yes, it is against TOS. But like, hold on, before we like skip over it completely, I do think the permanent ban is too much. I don't think this is based on compared to like the other things that have happened. But like, I know this isn't esports related. People are comparing it to other esports bans that have happened and saying, look, this person did something wrong in the esports rules, like Atomic playing on someone else's account, Nowpo playing on someone else's account. They got a year ban, and therefore, like this Alpha Boost thing should be less severe, surely, than doing that because it's not as significant. But they're completely unrelated issues. One of them is a Rocket League game TOS. One of them is an esports rule. So, what do you guys think about that? Because I mean, it does sound way too harsh to have a permanent ban, but it might not be in the esports team signs. It could be like completely above them.
Yeah, I think where it gets complicated is like I'm sure there's been other like instances of someone duping items. I don't even know that's possible, and I'm sure they've gotten permanent bans. So I feel like if there's a history of like other things happening like this, in their minds they've got to stay consistent. So I think that's where like it gets kind of complicated with like.
Yeah.
You play on someone else's account. Okay, this is strictly esports related. This has nothing to do with. Obviously, it's in the game, but I get the argument where it's not fair. I don't think it should be a permanent ban either. I'm given this is how I'm thinking of it as the perspective of like Psyonix as a company and how they've handled it.
Yeah, this is Rocket League as a whole. This is like the whole game. So, someone has broken Rocket League TOS, and there's in-game evidence of it because they have a trade locked Alpha Boost that they shouldn't have.
And like if this is like, forget about the fact that they're pros. Like if this is any game, you just expect that account to get banned. Like you don't just suspend someone if they've broken the actual game's TOS. It just happens to be that these people are like pro players as well. As you said, it's nothing to do with the esports. So when you just think of it as like this person, cheated in the game or duped items or went against a TOS, like no video game company just goes, oh, we'll give you a slap on the wrist, we'll suspend you for a week. Like that's just an insta ban. I feel like it's just unlucky that these people are still in the pro scene. You know what I mean? Like it'd be weird for them to not permanently ban an account that does that. The problem is that as I said, like the whole Alpha Boost thing that's been going on since it came out, trading and stuff has still sort of been the same thing. And these guys are going, well, everyone else is buying Alpha Boost. This is trade lock, so it's not as good, which is why it's cheaper. I'm going to do that as well. Yeah. And now they're getting account banned.
But they just didn't realize that the difference is they're leaving a trail of evidence by just having that in the first place because it's a trade locked Alpha Boost that was given to a different account. So as soon as
you become involved with a guy, you become involved with the guy cheating the system in the game, and I think that's why you get banned. But also, the more I think about it, the reason why it's kind of like confusing in this game. To me is honestly, this might make no sense, but to me it's like the way they handled, you can use Bacchus mod, you can have Alpha Boost on your side. It's kind of like you keep pushing the line further to where like this doesn't even like I can see how from the pros perspective like this doesn't even seem that bad to them because other games like League, I'm pretty sure like if you downloaded something to try to use a skin you don't own, the Riot, you're gone. It's done. Yeah. Like there's no second chances. Like Rocket League's kind of weird with like the Bacchus mod thing to me.
Really? Like if you use like a League of Legends equivalent of what Bacchus mod is to get a skin you don't have.
Yeah, well, and that might have to do with hacks being prevalent in those type of games. Like CS, I know if you did that. Yeah, so I just know that I feel like the way they handled that kind of blurred the rules a little bit. And then obviously people do spend money for items. So it's kind of like I can see how you would feel you were done wrong.
Yeah, well, the players would, I see what you mean. You're saying the players would probably think that that Psyonix they probably don't really care too much because they're letting Bacchus mod happen. So clearly they don't really mind too much if I have an Alpha Boost that I don't really have.
Yeah, T-Curl said he asked the guy if he would get in trouble, and he said no. Obviously, the guy's going to say no. But like that's a situation where
he asked the scammer if he's going to get in trouble.
That's what he said. He tweeted that he said. He asked the scammer, "Is this bannable?"
So like Alpha Boost, the whole buying, selling, trading of Alpha Boost is so normalized. Like pros do it. It's something that probably shouldn't be normalized because it's pretty like when you think about it, paying for items.
They just shouldn't have made the damn boost.
But it's
the boost.
It's like he's gone to like buy drugs from a drug dealer. He's gone, this isn't going to get me in trouble, is it? And he's like,
no,
nah, you're
John,
good. And then he walks past like the police, and they're like, yeah, you're arrested.
It's because it's so normalized though. Like it's very airy fairy, but it's never been something that people have been banned for. Is like the buying and selling of Alpha Boost. Like it's always been a thing for 6-7 years now. So I think that now the trade lock one comes out, it's like, well, it's the same thing. Okay, well, it's trade lock, so that's why it's cheaper because it's locked to an account or whatever. I feel like it's just, as sort of Garrett said, we had backers mod and the whole buying and selling of Alpha Boost, even though it is against TOS, is never, whether it because it's trackable or not, it's never been something that,
it's never been
stamped out. It's never been flagged. They've never come out and said, hey, if you do this and we catch you, you'll get banned. Even though it is like, yeah, obviously it's going to be against TOS because you're paying for an item with real money. It's never been stamped out. And pros will tweet out, hey, who's got an Alpha Boost? I'm trying to buy one. And nothing is ever done about it. It's so normalized. And now this trade lock one comes out and then they get banned. And I think it's crazy. It feels like there's this massive branch of TOS that you can go, and they've sort of narrowed it down to this like, trade locked Alpha Boost. We can get them on that one. And all these other people that are doing stuff wrong.
Hold on. Why is Alpha Boost tradable in the first place? Isn't it a reward for playing the game, or like I think it's sharing the game to like 5 friends before it even came out?
In the alpha, yeah.
You had the email people or something like.
You had to like link it to people and get them. Like, why can you trade it? That's a reward for you, like.
Well, people used to buy back in the day before trading was in the game. I'm sure people used to buy the accounts that Alpha Boost was attached to, because before trading, Alpha Boost was already in the game. So people would actually sell their entire account, or people would like have accounts with titles and Alpha Boost on it, all the Alpha items, sell the whole account. So, like, I don't know. Maybe that's like not that I'm trying to figure out too much here. I mean, that seems like it would be kind of trackable. I feel
might
like
not have thought about
there's stuff that's trackable here that doesn't ever actually lead to people getting banned in the past. So I don't know why this one is like CJ said, this is the one that suddenly is getting people banned when so many things have happened in the past.
Wild.
I feel like when they released trading, they probably didn't think about it. It's such a small amount of people that it affects. Like, there's such a small amount of boosts. I could see it just being like they made every item tradable and just didn't even consider the fact that Alpha Boost was included in that. So.
Yeah. No, I'm with Mr. Garrettgo here. I think that because they've blurred the lines so much. Well, it's not that they haven't blurred the lines. They've just never done anything. Like nothing's. It's like if it was League and okay, right, they're going to bring down the hammer. Like no one's going to do it. If you want to be a pro, everyone's going to be, absolutely airy fit. Like just no way. I'm erring on the side of caution. I'm not going to touch an Alpha Boost. But we just they allow backers mod at tournaments. Like you're happy to use any item in the game that you want, and it's just a bit. I don't know. I certainly feel bad for them. I can see why they've been banned, but there's so many other things that people are doing that are still against TOS that they can't crack down on or not banning. They
have plausible deniability. If they actually buy one with a real money transaction, they could just say no. There's no real money transaction. It was a gift, or in Rizzo's case, he's borrowing it for 5 years, no real money transaction. So easy to deny.
Yeah, I think what this guy said in chat, though, I think it is more about the item essentially being duplicated. I don't think, obviously buying an account is TOS, buying an item with money is TOS, but it's more that they were involved with someone who literally kind of cheated the game, I guess. Did something that isn't supposed to happen. So I think their involvement with that is why all of a sudden they did something. Even though that doesn't make it right. I think it really is all that to me.
If you buy an item that in real life that's later found out to be stolen, you don't get in trouble for that, do you?
No, but it's not about them spending money for it. It's that they now own the account that duped the item. But you're right. You're right. But
I love how somebody chat's facts, and the other people are yeah, you do.
Okay, never mind.
No, you do.
If you don't know it's stolen.
So now though, you have to. So it's very clear that some of these guys knew it was not a legitimate Alpha Boost because of the way they talked about it on Twitter. But then some of them, like Tigrel, said, "Will I get in trouble for this?" He didn't. He seems like he was on the fence about it. So now you have to go through the list and it's okay, which of these people knew it was duped? So that's where how do you pick and choose who knew it was stolen or duped or
if you've got a couple no offense, if you've got a couple brain cells to rub together, if you're selling this Alpha Boost for $1,500, which is like a fifth of the normal price, and it's untradeable, you've kind of got to put 2 and 2 together that, okay, this is like a bit weird, like this isn't legit.
If it's too good to be true, it probably is.
It is too good to be true.
You can't be like, oh, I didn't know. You can't be like,
I don't know. I think that you can easily say you didn't know. I think the best solution, as I was saying with the stolen thing, if you don't know it's stolen and you can say, honestly, didn't know it's stolen, and you can give it back. If you say, well, okay, I'm sorry, have it, like, have the Epic account, like, unlink it, like, I'm sorry, like, I didn't realize that this was sourced by someone duping items. I think we unban them all. Give them, let them go.
Well, I think
he got his for free.
That's what he said. The question I have to ask is, what rule did they actually break? Like, what is the rule they broke? Because if you're gonna say, well, they bought something without it being credits, the players, not the guy who's scamming, obviously, like, that's more serious.
I don't think it has to do with the money.
Yeah, so it's not the money. I mean, Diaz saying he got his for free. Yeah, that's a good point. He says he got his for free. He just got it from an org.
I think it has nothing to do with money at all. I think it's just involvement with an account that they knowingly...
It's just involvement with an exploit, then. It's entirely that.
I think it's just almost like, I don't know if guilt by association is the
But yeah, involvement with an exploit
with
sounds extreme, right? I feel like the issue in itself is that they're buying the account, right? Like, no matter how you phrase it, if you go and buy an account that is clearly against TOS, no? Like, that's an obvious one. You can't even say, oh, I didn't know this item was stolen. Oh, I didn't know this account was stolen. Like, you bought an account.
But the money's not provable.
Do you think what happened here is like
you're also not supposed to account share, right?
No, I've got a theory here. You know how we're like wondering how come so many of these trade locked alpha boosts were allowed to exist? How many times did fake scams happen that allowed these trade locked alpha boosts to be created? Maybe Psyonix were like, wait, look at that, they're all actually fake. These weren't scams. This is a total lie. Let's just ban all those accounts. But now those accounts have been sold to people who have linked it to their Steam and are actually pro players, bubble players, and now they've gotten banned because they were just doing Psyonix were just doing their homework, they're doing their due diligence. They're like, all right, let's figure out what accounts we need to ban here. Easy ban. We've banned all of the dupe items. Job done. And now all the everybody's like, wait, what happened to my account? I'm banned.
And according to their own rules, you got to ban, both accounts involved are banned now.
The Steam account's banned. You can't play on that.
That's ban evasion.
You're ban evading if you unlink it to play. So yeah, it's kind of a lose-lose situation.
Yeah. I mean, what do you guys think they should get? Like, what's a fair number of, like, should these players get banned at all? Should they be banned for 3 months?
Permaban is extreme. I think
extreme.
It's very hard because like they're trying to ban the people in game. I feel like to me the in-game ban being permanent kind of makes sense, but like them not being able to participate in RLCS is like extreme. But it doesn't, like, when I say that out loud, it doesn't. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't make sense. Because
even if you get
knowingly participating in like that sort of exploit feels like it should be a bannable offense.
What if unknowingly
you're permanently banned? What if you're permanently banned from online playlists, but not like private matches?
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I feel like should happen, but it doesn't make sense. Like, I don't know. I feel like
if you get banned in game for like being toxic, you can't play RLCS unless like you were to get unbanned. Because I've heard that happening before. Like, who was it? It was someone on Giants, right? 2 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, Dementor.
Tox get banned or something?
Someone got banned in game and they couldn't play. So
I know Cash got banned as well.
Did he? Tox got banned and he couldn't play, and his team were like, wait, what? Now we have no third because he can't log into Rocket League. Never mind play RLCS. You can log in, but you can't. When you click play, it says you're banned, so you just can't.
I'm trying to get these
like
guys
a ban or something, so you miss like a key RLCS weekend.
I'm trying to give the benefit of the doubt. What if let's say real life scenario. What if a guy comes up to a 14-year-old kid and says, "Hey, here's a bag of M&Ms. Go give those M&Ms to that guy a couple of kilometers away and I'll give you $100. And the kid goes and gives the M&Ms, turns out to be drugs. Does the kid get in that much trouble if he didn't know what was inside?
No. Well,
so what? These 14-year-old
there's a lot going on here. There's a lot going on here.
I'm so confused now.
This is a terrible analogy. First of all,
what I'm saying is,
CJ, don't mention 14-year-olds. Gladiator might be in the
sorry.
chat.
But sorry, I'm saying if there's a kid that goes, hey, you can have a free alpha boost here, and the kid goes, absolutely, let's do it.
I'll take it. I'll take
Sick,
the alpha
I'll
boost.
take it. And then it turns out, should we just give them the benefit of the doubt? Hey, mate, that's not on. That was actually from an account that duped. Let's get him out of it. You know what I mean? And the kid didn't know about it. You can say, well, I didn't know where it was sourced from. I just it was the same as every other alpha boost. I don't know. Do you know what I mean?
No, I do. I know what you
from.
mean. I think so, because if they didn't know, if they just Diaz is saying just got it from an org for free, they're like, hey, do you want an alpha boost? He's like, sure. And they're like, oh yeah, all you gotta do is connect this Epic account with an alpha boost on it to your main, and then you get alpha boost in your main. He's like, fantastic.
Wait.
When he logged in, he probably scrolled past all the TOS and clicked accept, like we all do. Nobody's reading that. No. It's too long. So we all skip the TOS. We don't know what's in there. He could just say, yeah, I didn't read it, sorry, which is obviously not actually going to hold up in court if you just say, yeah, I just clicked accept after not reading it. Like they're going to be like, well, you probably should have read it. But depends what kind of mercy they're feeling like here, because it doesn't sound like he had any malicious intent or really knew the extent of what he was doing and how bannable it was. So
I just think that, because obviously this happens a lot, right? But then once they found out this guy was duping boosts, they went through and found every account that he did it on, and then now these guys are just guilty by association. That's straight up what I think it is.
Yeah, it sounds like that's what happened.
Obviously, people buying accounts or buying items with money has happened a lot. Not provable. This is just easily provable through their own trading system, like tracking the boosts. So it's I think it's a little bit different, but not really. I guess what I'm trying. It's really weird. I don't know. But permaban is insane for that. I mean,
I think if that's the reason, if they're just all banned by association because they were linked to an account that was found to be duping items, and all of the duped items accounts were banned, I think that's an easy one to just go back on and say, hey, yeah, actually, we are going to just unban you guys. That was just procedure to ban, duped item accounts. But yeah, you're all good. Like that, I think that's a way out of this for everyone to win in this scenario.
Also,
and they already lost their money. Not Diaz, I guess.
It feels like all the little guys have sort of they've been, I don't say shafted because obviously they broke TOS, but then the kingpins that have bought it for 7 to 10K, officially are like, can't catch me.
No.
Can't catch me. All these little guys that are just trying to get a little slice of the pie have just been absolutely sent to the ban hammer, permaban. Whereas half the RLCS pro scene that have bought it for $10,000 are like,
it's just another example of the rich getting away with everything. The rich, there's no such thing as you can't park here for the rich. They just pay the fine. It's just another one of those situations. They're like, nah, actually, I can have alpha boost. I'm just gonna buy it. No evidence. The rich get richer. The poor get banned. It's just, I guess, the world we live in.
I think regardless for RLCS in general, I don't think this should be longer than a year-long ban.
Yeah, it should be.
But I understand the confusion.
End of season.
I was thinking end of season.
Bans should be seasonal to just line up with the annual season.
Well, I don't know about that. What if I just go in and cheat into the 8th regional or 9th regional? Then
everybody just cheats in the 8th regional.
Exactly.
The last regional.
So I don't know if they should be lined up like that. But
I'd love to see the drama that would come out with. But yeah, okay, in that situation, sure, that's fair enough.
It's true what John said. He said the ban doesn't. It has nothing to do with RLCS anyway, so it'd be weird to set that date.
I think we're just talking about if they decide to change what the ruling is. Obviously right now they're permaban, but if they want to do a different ruling with a lower punishment, obviously the lowest altogether would be oh yeah, we're just gonna unban you guys because you didn't know this.
I'm just saying, I don't think the way I'm thinking about it is I don't think they're treating them like they're they're just players of the game. So I don't even think they're. I think they're approaching it in a way where these guys don't compete. They don't even care about that part. I feel like it's just as players playing.
It's not their job. It's not the person who decides how long a ban is for duping an item. It's not their job to follow the esports and decide how the rule sets and when the ban timing should line up with the RLCS esports calendar. That's a totally different job. But I'm sure I wouldn't be surprised if the Psyonix esports team are like going to bat for them and saying, "Hey, actually, this is not
it's
the best possible solution for everyone." I wouldn't be surprised if they're like, right now the reason that there's no statement is because they're like having that conversation internally.
Yeah, and there's such a small section of the company too, so it's I feel like it's kind of like an uphill battle. But definitely, everything we're saying is assumption, so who knows? But I don't know.
Also, some people are saying like, why don't they just make a new account? I'll just say just because it would be considered ban evasion, which is like another punishable thing. So like,
that's what they're already getting in trouble for, technically.
Yeah.
What if they've never like had their face or like their name or anything? They were just like getting started. Haven't got any public information out there. They can move house, burn their PC, get a new one, untraceable. The perfect crime. Just become a new person. They could just rename themselves.
Yeah, I feel like that is an alternative. Garrett L.
Garrett M.
We're not condoning this, by the way. We're just,
I'm saying theoretically.
We're talking hypotheticals. Yeah,
is that possible?
It is.
Shotcast provides a lot of solutions to the Rocket League scene, and I just think this is one of many.
What's the ban? I'd say wipe all those trade locked Epic accounts and hopefully like a 1-year ban max.
I think that's like too harsh, to be honest.
I think it's still crazy. Yeah.
If I had bought it right, and I was like, well, everyone else paid money for theirs. Like, I'm just doing what everyone else does, but for less money. Like, I'm just like, well, this is just fucked. I feel like a split would be fine for the like. But then there's like the normal people who aren't in the esport are going to be like, well, I'm not banned for 3 months. I'm banned forever.
It could be considered favoritism. If somebody else has had this happen to them and they're permabanned, then it's a very difficult.
Yeah,
maybe they should just get good and be able to play in RLCS quals and shit.
You have to remember, like, these people have paid, like, some of them anyway. I know Diaz said that he didn't, like, he got his for free, but like, some people have paid money for this as well. So a lot of people are just losing upwards of $500 as well as their account. Like, there's a lot being lost here.
I've come across some
people.
Oh, I've come across some $2,000.
I was saying, I read some people.
Some people got double scammed because they overpaid on a overpaid on a worthless boost.
Yeah, so the boost itself was like $4,000 to $5,000. People paid like $2,000 for the trade locked accounts,
really?
But also some people have paid like a couple $100, like $300.
So it's actually, if you average out, the real true value is like $500.
I think once people started doing it more, and there were more people selling the boost, it started to go for a couple $100 because they're like, oh my, I gotta offload my 70 accounts. I gotta get rid of these things.
And that's probably when this scam got noticed, and all these like accounts got banned.
When you're in ranked and you're playing threes and every single person has alpha boost, you're like, what is going on here?
And so like another thing, people were wondering like how many people have gotten banned. There's no official list of people, and there's no like, I guess, amount. Like if I were to even guess, which is going to be wrong, there's like 30 NA players that I know, like the name of, but then there's also a bunch of players that I have never seen before. Like their name. So like that's only NA as well. And I think it was definitely more popular in NA.
He doesn't know you, little bro.
Yeah, you don't know you, little bro. But like even me knowing 30 names is a lot, like on that list, because those are all players that like I either have played in ranked or have like played with, seen in ranked, whatever, from streams.
Few diamond threes.
In my diamond 3 lobbies. Like I'm a very active Rocket League viewer, so like I see all these people. I know like the high level players just from watching. So there's a lot of people that are like a part of this thing.
What I want to know is, like, I've come across in my travels, like, not just this trade locked alpha boost, but heaps of people have sold accounts before for ESL tags, all the rest of it. How common is like people getting banned for these buying accounts?
Usually when they impersonate, they get banned, from what I've seen. But people who just buy them and don't impersonate usually are.
So if you buy an ESL monthly elite and you don't impersonate the person who had it,
it seems like you're fine. I've seen people. I've seen random people with RLCX tags that I've never heard of before.
Yeah,
I had my friend who's my IRL friend who's champ asked me if I had heard of someone he played against with a tag. I'm like, no, and that could be. I saw that there's a hack for that now. to get this guy could get any.
No, so I swear some of the subs sold their RLCS accounts, like RLCS World Champion.
Yeah, Pashy sold
his account. Pashy sold his account with like, yeah, bro, he doesn't care. But Pashy sold his account, and some guys like walking around in Champ 2 with some like world champion tag or whatever Pashy had.
I think he impersonated too. I'm pretty sure.
He had like K-Dop or something like very deep.
That guy impersonated me for months, and then like I like added him and messaged. Well, we were on the same Steam account, so I had him added so I could keep track of him, right? And then so like I ended up messaging him like, bro, like why are you doing this? And he goes, you can like get everybody to unadd me, because that's what I was doing, is messaging everybody one by one. Yo, unadd this guy, like this is a fake. And he goes, you can get everybody to unadd me, but I'm just gonna get a new account. I was like, go fuck yourself. Like, what are you even doing? Like, are you scamming people? I don't know.
I think you messaged me about that, because I had 2 Rizzos at one point, because obviously I had Pashy added.
There was a bunch of people with like 100, or me and that guy had 100 mutual friends, because it was like Pashy's old account. So I went and messaged like 100 people individually. I'm like, hey, can you guys unadd this guy? He's fake. And then I would send a selfie of myself. I'd be like, I'm real, trust me.
You went to those lengths. That's solid, to be honest. Well played.
And then the guy like sends it the same screenshot, the same selfie to the guy, and you got to decide which is the real Rizzo.
He's got Pashy's Twitter too.
Oh no.
Anyway, as I was saying, this has been happening for a while, buying accounts. It's not just the trade lock thing that's now happening. And I feel like it's people do get banned, but there's so many bought accounts out there still. I think the whole summary of it is pretty unlucky. Not unlucky, but, you know, the fact that these guys got banned when there's so much other things going on that just sort of fly under the radar or they can't do anything about. And I don't know. What can they do about it, really, if it's a game ban?
So I think that's one of the things that people are most upset about, is that there was no like statement, say like from the esports team or even Psyonix themselves. There was no statement about who was banned and like if they were able to compete. If you played with these guys, is it an issue? Stuff like that. All while there were 3 accounts consistently win trading to 3K MR on the 2s leaderboard. There was just absolutely no communication. While these
Great timing by them, by the way. Like the 3K win traders, phenomenal timing. Like all Psyonix are like talking about the trade lock. They're just like quick, win trade.
Those weren't actually win traded. Those are my second and third accounts. So that's on me, guys. No, but seriously, like the win trading's got to stop. The hacking, like that's fucked. Like
I literally had a win trader last night, maybe in stream. I just instantly in my stream.
Isn't that a really big problem in like League of Legends? Because like,
Daniel went down from like 2350 to 2050 because he just kept queuing into the win traders, and they can also lag out the lobby. Like they can also just
they can like
DDoS the lobby. So they just can't lose. They get 3 accounts.
Joking.
And then if they are losing, they just lag out the thing, and then they win.
What? That's actually insane. I remember that used to happen way back, where suddenly you'd be winning and the lobby would just start lagging, but one guy would just keep scoring anyway. You're like, wait, how couldn't he play? So that's the thing again now? You gotta be joking.
Well, apparently Daniel tanked on purpose, but still.
That's against TOS too.
Oh no!
SSG are in the mud. No.
Oh no! The trade window's finished.
No,
I think there's a job opening here for us as the TOS Psyonix police. I think we should go around and we could be the council and decide what punishment and whether people should get banned.
Yeah, we should just moderate the entire scene. We could be like hall monitors.
Oh yeah,
that would
give out little.
That would.
We'll be really popular.
Yeah,
we'll have loads of people
would really like us.
We just need. We need to be patient, of course, so they can figure it all out. But we do need a statement before we know what the real reason is of the ban, because we're pretty sure it's not because of the real money transactions, because there's a lot of like trackable things that have happened in the past that haven't been banned related to that. People have been banned for impersonation, and now seemingly because they're linked to duped items. This is out of all that we've talked about now and everything I've read. That's what the solution that makes the most sense.
It makes the most sense to me.
Makes the most sense.
Yeah, because people, they also will ban people pretty quick for stuff they say in game. So anything that happens in game seems like they're usually on top of, and then all this other stuff, it's just like, it's all assumptions. There's no proof. It's hard to prove it. But this is very easily like provable for them. I think that's the biggest reason it happened.
Well, I think it's because the biggest it's over owning someone else's account. See, I feel like it can't just be that though, because like
that's
there's so
You
many
can't prove that.
You can't prove
it. But no, they can track like I know Psyonix in the past have like banned people from like the ranked leaderboards for having someone else play on their account, and they can track who's playing in the account based on like hardware.
But that's not a
software.
permaban because
but
there are people that have played on
IP.
other accounts for RLCS.
I moved
But
in
perfect example. Chelsea goes back from her house to my house a lot, so it's like you can't just like you can't just like look at a different IP and be like, I
don't think they just see a different IP. I think it's like, has this account just immediately logged off one? Is this like PC IP logged off one account, jumped on another one, and immediately started playing with a completely like different IP address on the other side of the country, different country? That's obviously not possible. So yeah, it's trackable for sure.
This is all well and good until everyone gets to LAN and is perma-banned. Everyone logs onto their PC at LAN.
Yeah, but what's the difference with the pros that have played on someone else's account and obviously got banned from the esport or suspended for 6-12 months like Nowpo did? Couldn't you still technically say that he owned the other account? Because it's the same thing playing on someone else's account, whether it's ownership or not. You could just say, I've been playing on his account for a while,
because he was 14 and he played on someone's account who had already played like multiple splits, multiple events.
But that's not a perma account ban or something for owning an account because he only played on it. It's hard to argue what ownership is.
He got an esports ban. He didn't get banned in Rocket League, the game. I'm pretty sure. I think he just got an esports ban.
But with less saying that these perma bans are about account ownership of someone else's account, it's hard to prove what ownership is compared to just playing on someone else's account. Do you know what I mean?
But now it's very easily provable though when all of a sudden this Epic account that was linked or not linked to someone's Steam all of a sudden becomes linked to a known person's Steam. So I don't think it has anything to do with IPs or anything. It's literally just association. It's just association.
What about the linking?
It's the linking. So that they self-incriminated by linking their accounts. I guess that's the first time that it's like undeniable evidence in this whole historical debacle of other people buying accounts from somebody buying an account from someone else. Like CJ said, it's not irrefutable evidence, but if you link it to your own account, then it suddenly is because that account.
I think that's literally all it is. I mean, I'm just assuming, but that makes the most sense to me. I don't think it has anything to do with money, or really even I doubt the part about getting the account is why they got banned. I think it's literally just the association with the banned account because their main didn't get banned. It was just the account that was linked to their main got banned. So I think that's it, really.
Yeah. Until tomorrow when we wake up and everyone who's ever wrong, Alpha Boost is banned.
God. There'd be no scene. There would just be no one left. No one left.
That's a 200 IQ play by Psyonix to make the Epic Games launcher, make the Epic version of Rocket League, make you link the account just so we can catch these guys that are stealing Alpha Boost. That's a long con. And I respect
played everyone here.
It's like the fake car prank where like cops leave a car with keys in it just to see if anybody steals. Not a prank. I don't know why I said prank, but cops leave a car with keys in it and then just wait for somebody to steal it. It's just Psyonix. It's Psyonix selling the accounts. Yo, you want to buy this? It's only $1,000.
Why do people keep bringing up Rule 1, by the way? Have people accused Rule 1 of buying these?
I've seen both.
Read so much.
Some people are saying that, Rule 1 have got trade locked Alpha Boost accounts, so they're going to get banned, and other people are saying no, they don't. They've got real Alpha Boost, so they're fine.
Let's get Sunless in here and talk to him.
I read the coach bought them 2 of them. I've read all of that. It's really I don't know where people getting this from though. I have no idea where people are getting the info from.
Fisher's list.
But if they did get banned 2 weeks ago, if they got banned 2 weeks ago, then I'm sure they've told people by then, like their friends, and then their friends tell somebody, and somehow it's made it. This
is what I meant earlier. If it's proven that those 2 did it, I'm not sure if they. I have no idea if they did. If those 2 did it, and they're January 3rd, right? Pretty sure it's January 3rd. If those 2 are unbanned for the regional, and all these bubble players aren't, like, that's fucked. Like that's what I was saying earlier. Like, it's got to apply to everyone.
Roas played ranked 2 days ago. 2 days ago, I've got on ballchasing.com. There's like games of Rawasa account, so he's clearly not banned. And yeah, Wiz has just sent me.
Well, they unlinked it though. They unlinked it. Everyone else was playing.
But well, Wiz has sent me a screenshot of Rawasa's account with Alpha Boost, not the trade locked one. Screenshot. So I don't know. It sounds like they're not banned. Sounds like it's just real Alpha Boost.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he could have unlinked it 3 weeks ago and bought Boost.
How would he have? Oh, and then bought the real
bought
one.
another one. Yeah,
What a Chad.
It's possible.
I bought it.
You just when you got banned, you just unlinked your Epic and everyone could play. So
right.
It genuinely might be a different Boost now. Who knows?
So this ban evasion thing, if you unlink your account and keep playing, what if you just? I didn't know. I just happened to unlink my Epic and then play. Like, what is?
I don't think you can play dumb.
I don't know.
I don't in my hands.
I don't know what you're talking about.
CJ keeps going with the like. I didn't know thing.
It wasn't me. I don't know. Somebody else unlinked it, dude.
All right. Well, Wiz has sent this is a screenshot from 2 to 4 months ago, and there's another one of Kalir's, and they both just have the regular Alpha Boost on their accounts, not trade locked. So I guess Real One fans can rest easy if this is true. But I don't know where it all came from. I don't know where the accusation of them came from in the first place.
Lupo's just said in chat that his brother didn't get banned. So
who said in chat?
Nuepo.
Oh, Nuepo's in chat. He's not one of the twins, by the way.
Oh, it's Kalia's. Yeah, Kalia's.
But they do say brother for like friend in Saudi, so it probably made sense.
Trade lock doesn't show in customize. Where does it say trade locked on these Alpha Boosts? I've never seen one.
In the manage inventory screen.
Yeah,
I think it says it in both. Though.
I think it does
too. Is it like
too.
Warning trade log? What does it look like?
It's just like if you buy an item
inventory.
If you buy an item from the item shop, it'll say it too. Those are not tradable. It'll have just like this little circle on it.
I am so not an item person. I didn't know that. I'm gonna go look at it right now.
Okay,
I have it on all like the Rocket Pass.
I'm gonna Google
items.
All right, this game's great. It won't open. Okay.
Let's talk about like the timing of this. I know we mentioned it a little bit earlier, but since like so the bans happened on like January 3rd, right? So it's been like 20 days since that whole thing happened, and for the longest time, for that amount of time, people have been kind of trying to figure out these teams, these bubble players, of like, hey, are we able to play an RLCS with our teammate who just got banned? And they're trying to like figure out if they can play with them, if that player can play, all this stuff, etc. And then they kind of get word like a day or two ago, basically from an RLCS admin who you guys might have seen the picture going around, but it was just like an admin basically just pasting a picture of the rules. Just saying like if you play while you're banned from Rocket League, it's considered ban evasion. And so this caused like a lot of panic with that in general. And so like with a day left, a lot of these rosters were like, okay, well, we can't play with you. So a lot of people got dropped with like what is it, like I guess a day left. So a lot of these teams, there's been like 10, 20, 30 teams, I have no idea, with just like 2 players out of nowhere because they had to drop one of their players. And so within like the past few hours, I ended up making a tweet. I was like, if anybody's desperate enough, you can pick me up. Granted, I just want to say I have 9 hours past 2. More than half of that's probably AFK'd. But the crazy part is I got 4 offers instantly from like notable bubble players and teams like of like actually good players. And that alone made me really sad that I instantly got 4 offers because everybody knows I'm bad. But they're that desperate that they needed somebody.
That's crazy.
I'd rather just evade the ban and take the longer sentence, to be honest.
Yes.
So, Rizzo, are all these offers from people that their third has been banned? Not just like random other offers?
Yes. From what I know, yeah. 4 different teams, and then I like cut it off because within 30 minutes I had those 4, and I was like, hey guys, I found a team. Like I already said yes, and then so like I could have gotten offered more. I have no idea, but yeah.
So what are your thoughts now? Back in the pro scene, do you have the hunger back, or is this purely content? Your teammates don't want to know this is just for fun. This is serious.
Okay, to be fair, in the tweet I did say Yeah, I'll just quote it. Yo, if anyone is extremely desperate and needs a third for the regional, I am available. Please let me stream all of our matches, though, and scrims if we have them. So it's very, very clear I have a content mentality here going into this. But at the same time, I did actually game some rank 2s off stream. So, you know, I'm getting my grind in. I'm getting my grizzy up. Yep.
Well, what MMR are we talking here? Yeah, what are we talking?
I was 1600.
I was Grand Champ 2, Div 3, and I played a couple games. Now I'm Grand Champ 2, Div 4. So I'm getting there.
Grand Champ 3. Yeah. Played a couple games. Now I'm Grand Champ 1.
I honestly, I loaded up the game. I was like, all right, let's grind. I literally missed 2 open nets in the first game. And then I hit a double touch in my second game. I know, shocker. But my teammate then typed in team chat, first time, question mark. And at that point, I knew where I stood in the community.
So what happens if your new team's like Rizzo? We got 3 scrims lined up tonight. Are you like,
I told them I can scrim. I said, not tonight. Tomorrow I have to be done by 7. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I'm good. I'm scrimming, baby. I'm scrimming. I'm streaming it. By the way, Garrett, if you need scrims, you can DM me. Just let me know.
All right, bro. I'll let you know.
They gotta be some early scrims. Man's in bed by 7.
We do have some scrims scheduled already, so it'll be.
Who against? Any big names?
Yeah, Fisher, Leth, Spuda.
Oh no!
That's,
when is quals?
Tomorrow's scrim. When is quals? It's Friday.
Oh, I'm excited for that.
Yeah, it's this Friday. By the way, I just got thrown in there. Really.
I think I see you guys going far. I don't know who your team is, but I see you going far. Who's your team, Rizzo?
I am teaming with Lunar and Peep.
Good players.
You don't know.
I don't like the silence.
What? People silence.
Good players.
They are good players. Garrett, right?
Who's? Well, no, I don't want to say that. Never mind.
He doesn't know them.
Let me check the Twitter. Hold on, wait. Let me do research. Wait a second. There's a lot of people involved. I'm not familiar with Peep the skill. I'm not gonna lie.
You don't
Lunar, obviously, I know.
You will soon. When he triple flip resets.
Yeah, I guess I will know soon. I probably have played him. I don't remember. I'm sorry.
Nah, they're goated. They're both. I'm pretty sure they're both rank X.
I play Lunar a lot.
Ooh,
rank X. If they don't play 2s, I don't like high end 2s. Like I usually don't know who they are. I know there's a lot of high up 6-mans people that like until I see them play, I don't know.
Yeah,
I saw that actually. Yeah, Garrett, you're like 13th in 2s. He's been grinding. Maybe 10th now because the Wind Traders got banned. Maybe top 10. I don't know.
Yeah, 2s is interesting. I don't know why I assume myself with that, but yeah, I'm 13th. I'm hyped about that. The leaderboard is sick.
It's a stacked.
Sounded very happy to say that.
It's a stacked top tier right now. 2s is popping off apparently. I think Yan and Lost have been gaming 2s a bunch.
Oh my god, I don't want to talk about
they've gotten everybody to play 2s more because they're just like farming.
Well, yeah. Well, actually, I think they've gotten everyone to play a little bit less.
Oh really?
They're just terrible to go against, like in a good way, obviously. But it's just not that fun. I mean, obviously, it's good games, but like I load into a game, Beast Mode on my team versus Lost and Fear in the first 15 seconds. I can post a screenshot of it. Lost is mid-air bumping me, and Yan is going for an air dribble bump. It's like it's so annoying to play against. Like it's so hard. Like it's actually annoying.
But you need who's your 2s partner? Well, you said Beast Mode. Is that a solo queue?
I usually don't queue. I don't do a queue with anyone usually.
Yeah, most people
you need to find your duo that you can counter the double air dribble bump with.
It's on Yan won Gamers 8 with the crate. Obviously, it's like hard to do. It's not easy. But I'm saying that's his like.
You're about to say you won it with the cringe.
No, with the air dribble bump. I remember watching like in 2s, like he was destroying people with like the air dribble bump. Like he did it a lot. But it's hard to do.
Yeah,
it's not easy to do, but like if you're good at it, it's like unstoppable sometimes. So
air dribble cringe.
It is very cringe.
Love it.
Sad to say.
It's annoying to concede. It's very annoying to concede.
I feel like I have to say that because people are gonna think I'm like saying it's easy to do. Like, why don't you just do it? But it's not the way he does it. But it's annoying to play against for sure. Like
I would rather
really
Psyonix ban air dribble cringes than the trade locked alpha boost. I'll go and say
it. There's certain duos in pro play that you just don't want to play against. Like if Vatira and Zen are queuing, I'm just abandoning. Or FF330. Like the amount of times I've actually like typed in team chat FF330 when I've come against a certain duo, like it's just the fun of the game is just drained. The soul is like sucked out the game.
Wait, what's so bad about Vatira Zen? What do they do? Are they cringing as well?
Always. Or like you play like random 2K Elo Spanish players and they just Spanish kickoff every kickoff. And my god,
that's annoying.
I played
I hate that so much.
My grind before the stream. I played for like 45 minutes. I ran into one EU player who looked like he had a Spanish name. It was like Mateo or something, you know? And I was like, oh, he's probably Spanish. I saw his ping was high, and he immediately called for a Spanish kickoff. Yep. I'm not even trolling. I was like, oh, that's amazing. Like it's just real.
People in NA like really didn't do that until Rizzos moved here. Like that, if you get on his team, like. It's like kind of the same thing. Like it's not like you get mad. It's just like, oh my god, they did it again, and then you die to like a bump, like off the Spanish, and it's like, oh my god, like every single time. Because then you have to like sometimes I'm gonna lie, right in ranked, right when you score, like you're kind of relaxed for a second, and then you go for the kickoff, you're back into it. But like versus Rizzos, nah, I'm fully locked. You got to make sure like, it's not a Spanish potential kickoff like the whole time. He kind of makes you lean up a little bit with that.
I think as a community, we should agree that if you do it when you're winning, you're completely cringe. If you Spanish kick off when you've just gone ahead, if you just scored, it's like 3-2 to you, and you do it, you should be banned, named and shamed on Twitter. You're an embarrassing human. If you do it when you're losing, I do it when I'm losing sometimes. I'm going to be completely honest. If I'm losing with like 10 seconds left, I'll go for a cheeky Spanish kickoff. I'll go for a little cheeky bump off the kickoff. But if I'm winning, like, and my teammate calls for it, I'll literally just drive into the ball. I'm not doing it. Like, it's just so cringe.
I'm the complete opposite. Honestly, I would respect it so much if that happened to me. I'd be like, that's well played. Why didn't I think of this? I should have done this. But that kind of does describe my playstyle when I play Rocket League every once a month. I get no more joy from the game than when the other team are annoyed. That actually, I don't know what that says about me, but the other team being annoyed gives me more satisfaction than winning.
No, that's
by
normal.
far.
No,
by far. So like, bumping, air dribble cringe, all of the cringe kickoff strats, they give me more joy than winning. I don't remember my wins, but I do remember when the other team were typing in anger.
Somebody just said in chat, that's because you are 40 years old.
I reckon,
maybe it's my age.
You know how COD has like a gentleman's agreement in the pro scene? I reckon I'm with your eyes. I reckon we need a professional gentleman's agreement on air dribble cringe. If you're in front,
what's a gentleman's agreement?
Like certain flashbangs, like if they're too OP, like or overpowered, then they you can't run them. Or certain kill streaks.
They just don't do it.
Certain kill streaks, certain perks, certain things. They have a gentleman's agreement in the pro scene that like a council or like a players board come together and they'll vote on what should be removed from the game. I reckon we have that in Rocket League. If you're up, if you're in front, and air dribble cringe, done. See you later.
First, before that though, Johnny, CJ, sorry, we need the first thing you said, which is like the player council type thing. Do you think that's something that we need in the game? Because I think that's a great idea.
Turo, he tweets about a union once a week. I don't know if you ever see that.
True.
He's big on the union.
He's a good union tweeter.
What's the first order of business though with this union? Is it just removing air dribble cringe and kickoffs? Cringe kickoffs? Is that the first order of business?
Gotta be that. No Spanish kickoffs.
That's top of the list.
I'd sign that petition. I would sign that petition.
Someone said in my chat, John, I don't know if it's true. Like, I know nothing. Like, I watch a good amount of ones, like show matches, but for some reason, someone kept telling me that in one show matches, they generally agree to not do it over and over. Like, I don't know if that's true. But someone was telling me that.
Definitely not true.
Okay, I didn't think it would be.
I've never.
It was a random. Like, so that's why I didn't believe it. But I thought it was interesting because I think people are just good at defending
cases where somebody starts to be annoyed by it in the chat or with quick chat, and it definitely does spur the other player to keep doing it more. But I mean, in ones it doesn't really work. I guess the highest level players to just airdribble bump over and over again. It can work if it's executed extremely well, but it doesn't usually work if that's all you do over and over again. You're just going to get countered.
I honestly could see it being harder to defend in 2s because there's more options. I don't know if that.
Yeah, because you've got to clear the ball. In 1s, you just have to save it because the air dribble bump guy's probably landing badly as well. In 2s, you've got to clear it because he's got a teammate behind him who's ready to shoot. So you've got to really do a safe touch or get it towards your teammate. So yeah, it's a different kind of difficult in 2s. It's very.
I figured it was like, bullshit, but I was just curious. But
maybe there's a case where that's happened. I don't remember off the top of my head where players have agreed to not do that, but I've seen plenty of instances where a player will do it more because they realize it's getting underneath the other player's skin. Just do it, just spam it for fun.
Oh, I've seen the Moxie Joria's.
Oh yeah, the flicking. Yeah, you just keep flicking.
The quick chat and quick chat. Every time I open a French player stream, Joria's is arguing with him. I swear. I opened Prime. I opened Prime stream like 5 times, and every single time Joria's is like on his team, like forfeiting or like they're arguing about something. It's so funny. Click on that guy's stream.
Is that cringe as well? Because it's unstoppable to save a top corner flick like Moxie does. Because the way he flicks the ball, if he gets it right, it's in. There's nothing.
No, I don't think it's cringe, but I think ones is like easier to get tilted because it's just you. Like you can't. That's what I've always thought. Like I get way more tilted in ones because it's like in your head you can't cope and be like, oh, my teammate should have helped me.
See, the funny thing is with Moxie, Joria's complimented Moxie in the chat, but he did it in a kind of backhanded way, and Moxie thought he was making fun of him, so he clapped back in the text chat. But Joria's like, what? Where did that come from? I'm just like trying to be nice. So yeah, he was trying to be nice to him, and Moxie just didn't get it. It was lost in translation, and then they started like low-key beefing for a bit. But yeah, I think they're cool. Not sure.
I know pros hate on a lot of pros hate on when they're losing to someone who's not a pro. I mean, Moxie's technically a pro, but not in terms of like RLCS, right? Yeah, I'm sure that's part of it. When he's losing to him, it's like this guy is not even good enough to be a pro. I mean, I'm sure he is. You know what I mean? And he's losing to. I think that's part of it. I'm willing to bet. It's like every pro has an ego. Just you kind of have to.
If you don't have an ego, you're not going to survive.
So I think that
ego is good.
You just can't have a mega ego. If you have a mega ego, it's bad. But if you don't have any ego, then it's also bad.
I think if you don't have an ego, you don't have confidence, and then that'll.
If you don't have some type of ego, you'll never make it to the top because you'll always you've got to be selfish, right? I remember when I was talking on my stream about the whole V1 transfer saga that happened involving me. I remember saying someone said me leaving Joyo was selfish, and I was like, yeah. You have to be if you prioritize friendship or you prioritize something else in this game and you don't prioritize yourself, then you're not going to last. Simply put,
there's a difference between ego and toxicity, a toxic ego as well. There's a big difference.
It's a very fine line.
I think people can confuse the two.
People hear ego and they think, wow, that just sounds like somebody I don't want to talk to. I don't want to be a teammate with. That sounds like the worst kind of person. But the good ego that you're talking about is the ego that makes you able to look at everybody roasting you for losing to a team you're not supposed to lose to, and then just move on with your life. Not be thinking about that in the next round when you're trying to flip reset. Thinking about if somebody's got no ego, they'd probably start thinking about Reddit comments when they're trying to ceiling shot. You need an ego to just be able to look at stuff and ignore it, and just believe that you're good at what you do.
Yeah, I think it's good to have a healthy ego.
That's kind of ties in with a good mindset as well, though. A lot of that, not worrying about comments and stuff. I think you can have an ego, but still be, reading every Reddit comment and getting, tilted. Do you know what I mean? You still think you're the best player, but then get pissed when people call you bad.
But the ego is the part that you can read it and get annoyed by it, but your ego is what'll help you. Your confidence will help you not let it bother you in in your performance itself. You can get emotional about it when it doesn't matter, but when it matters, that's when having an ego can be quite helpful. You just turn on the competitive mode.
I think if you read it enough, it'll kind of annoy you though, so I think it's just not worth reading. But what do I say? Something that can humble you every now and then to for that to motivate you is good. But I stopped reading the Reddit because it was starting to get I still haven't read it since like last year, just because it's not worth it. Like I don't really.
That's smart.
It's just not worth it. So I literally do not look at it.
Nice.
Do you feel like that's improved your?
Yes, 100%. My mindset is like. My mindset when we were doing good last year, like right before LA, was worse than it is now. Even though we're not doing good, because I don't read a lot of negativity. Like that affected me more than results, to be honest. Like,
what, negativity from social media?
Yeah, like because you kind of like pressure yourself. Like the more like I don't know. For me, like it's kind of I don't know how to explain it. It feels like for me, it felt like I'm just someone who like really likes the game and stuff, and then all these people were sitting here just like waiting for me to lose. And to me, it made me kind of like resent a little bit like playing in a way. Like I was still playing a lot, but like I wasn't happy about it. I don't know how to explain it. Like I wasn't in a good mindset because those are the most critical people. Like those are the sub, very small percentage of the population. But when that's all you're reading, it feels like the whole scene.
Yeah.
Whereas like if I stream or like whatever, most people are pretty normal. Like not overly toxic or take results too serious. Most people who watch me don't even know the results most of the time. Like, and that's the majority of the scene. They tune in for the LAN, and that's why I was like, "Where's Energy?" Because they don't criticize every little thing. But like when I was like reading the Reddit every day, these people are, talking about all the negatives. Because truthfully, competition, like you always focus on the negative. I mean, that's just who's gonna go around talking only positive when they're even talking about sports or anything. So it's understandable. But I think as a player, it's not worth reading. If like you let it affect you, like I was. When you're doing good though, it's great to read. Like RLCSX, like I was like, yep, let me go to the post discussion thread really quick on this one. So, when I wasn't getting that anymore, it was like this thing that kind of like was honestly like pumping my ego. It became a negative thing. So I was like relying on a bad thing, even though it was helping me at the time. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, that makes a lot of sense. I think it's very smart. Good take that a lot of people should pay attention to. That makes a lot of sense.
Do you think there's a difference between like the takes from like Twitter and Reddit?
Like, what hurt the most though? You know what hurt the most though about the Reddit was like, yeah, well, okay, there's a lot of bad takes on there, but like a lot of times the majority is right. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes people take storylines too far, but like what hurt the most before LA was like we genuinely were like tilting in scrims when like someone would demo us or something, like, and then people were like taking it really far. Like it happened a few times, but then when they're right, it hurts the most. When they're negative and when they're toxic, but they're like straight up being right. Like they're right. They're right. You don't want to go out and be like, yeah.
So when people are memeing on Energy for having bad scrim attitude, but there's actually nothing public from you guys on that, you're like, this is annoying, double annoying because it's actually true.
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes it's not. But like you can't prove, like once something bad happens, it's so hard to like. It's so hard to reverse that narrative.
Much harder to get people to change their mind on a bad thing than a good thing.
Even like so we worked like we had a really good boot camp for Worlds and all that stuff, and then like you can't reverse that narrative of like we have a good mindset. Like people just assume we lose because we had a bad mindset when truthfully we like worked really hard at Worlds before Worlds. Like even though we had a Mickey run, I'll be honest, like we had easiest run possible. Like CJ, bro. Okay, I'm talking more about the Simper and
yeah, go easy.
Them being Renegades.
You're not.
You guys took they're pretty good versus BDS. My bad, bro. Anyways, which for
they had you on the ropes, Garrett. They had you on the ropes. Were you panicking when they got 2 games on you? I think you were winning game 5 as well before they threw it.
Renegades.
And then CJ like flipped.
Oh, dude, I've lost at Worlds twice to OC, dude. Like, of course, I was a little like, I've lost every match, possible. I've gotten like 10th, 12th, 9th, 8th, 9th, like anything. I've done everything.
Collection.
So like, I knew it was possible, So, but I was still like proud of us though. Like, even though those things happened, but like, and I know there was mostly negativity. Like they all calling for a change, whatever. Like, so it's just not worth reading. Like when your own opinion of you is going to matter a lot more, and letting people who don't really know what's going on affect that is negative. But then when they're right, it's really, really harmful because like, You know
one thing. You know one thing, Garrett. You guys don't talk much about expectations and about your own narrative. So other people are painting it for you. I think you could maybe control a narrative a little bit more if you like talked more open about it. Because you guys are pretty quiet, at least from my POV. Maybe I'm just missing it all. When you paint your own narrative.
Well, when you say things like, I think some people fail to like look at Squishy's perspective. Sometimes I think he's done. Obviously, like he's really quiet. So when someone's really quiet, you assume, and I think that's why some people take like a negative mindset towards Squishy sometimes. But like he tweeted, should have been a 3-1, which, and truthfully, I think is harmless. But then he goes to a LAN and everyone's memeing him for it and stuff. Like that just makes you not want to say anything anymore. I think like some people just kind of shut down.
I think he should have doubled down. He should.
I think so too.
Okay,
I think so too.
I didn't mean it like that, but that's kind of funny. So let me just say it every time that we get 3-0 now. There's another way you can go with that. But yeah, he's a quiet guy.
I agree.
I think it does bite you guys because he doesn't say anything.
But
Justin
he's the
might not
type
want to say
to
anything.
just like,
and you're just
disconnect.
like, well, I better not say anything because my team aren't saying anything. So like now there's no narrative being painted from NRG themselves. Everybody's speculating, and even when things are going good internally, no one knows. Because I didn't actually know that to that much. I didn't hear anything was going horrendously badly going in the world. So from what I heard from a few people who are close to the NRG team, they were saying, yeah, they're practicing a lot. They're grinding. That's all I knew is that you guys were grinding.
I think so too.
I knew nothing about like mentality and expectations.
Yeah. I think with us though, like so much had happened that like you get to a point where you're just overlooking the positive stuff. Like you just don't like you just don't even notice it anymore. Mm-hmm. But it just felt like everyone was so excited once we start losing. And when you're in it, it's obviously seems a lot bigger than it is. Like if I go back and look, it really was not that big of a deal. But when it's your POV, it's really hard not to like overthink it and.
100%. You guys get more like you'll have more haters than any other team because you're the most popular team. So you're just by the numbers going to have more haters, and they're all going to be super vocal when anything goes wrong. So anytime that anything controversial happens or anything goes wrong or any speculation comes out about you, all of the haters, whether or not they knew or had an opinion on that matter, suddenly that will become their opinion. It's true about everyone in the scene. As soon as anything bad comes out about you, everyone who didn't have an opinion but doesn't like you will now adopt that bad opinion about you because it like suits their narrative about them not liking you, and it backs up their opinion of you not being someone they should like or a team that they should follow or care about. So it's very hard to like. You have to very consistently, in my experience, just paint your own narrative the way that it is, the way you want it to be, for it to change over a long time. It can very quickly, like people can flip on you and hate a team, hate a player, and it would take a long time to rebuild. But saying nothing is like I think it works for content creators, but it never works for like I don't see it working for pros and for teams.
Yeah,
like and they'd have to wait for results to actually have anybody change their mind.
Yeah, and then like there was one more thing that happened that is we don't have to talk about this forever, but the perfect example to me and why like I started to feel kind of like resentment towards the scene was we go to Sweden, we start off terrible, playing terrible, we pull it back, we pull Vitality who weren't doing great, whatever. We make it to the final, and we play like the best team I've ever really played. Like it felt impossible. So instead of like after this 4 days of like being so negative on ourselves, we kind of just like let go and enjoyed the moment because we pulled it back. And I look online and the entire NA scene is just shitting on us.
Yeah,
like so fun. Mad. Yeah. And then the next LAN we take it serious and they're mad we took it serious. They're like, why do they look so upset when they just lost game 5 overtime to endpoint? Dude, we laugh and we get shit on and we
yeah.
And then there's a narrative that like once we start losing, it's over. Like, what am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to not care. But like, it's just that was crazy. That was so dumb. And we played better. That. We almost won the series when we started having.
Yeah, you're
like,
actually
laughing.
bringing it back. What was
so
that?
That was like, crazy to me. I didn't.
You guys were losing, and some goal happened, and you guys were just like, "Well, that's just silly," and you started laughing at how ridiculous
it was the peak. It was the peak double tap from extra off the roof. We literally were like, "What are we supposed to do there?" And we started laughing. And
was it the extra drop down pass?
Yeah.
And then you actually won that game, if I recall.
I think we did.
Yeah, you won game 6 as well.
I mean, for me, I like read, like as you were saying, Garrett, I read like after an event, I'll go on Reddit and like see what's being said. I'll see my Twitter replies and I can see what people are saying. Like I'll look at like the Twitch chat of what's being said when we're playing. Like I know what people say, but I just don't like if people are like, why is Rise smiling? I'm not gonna change that I'm smiling. I don't give a fuck. If I'm laughing, I'm not gonna change that I'm laughing. I don't get like just do you, bro. If people want to complain about it, let them complain.
Yeah,
I think just
no, that's facts. And like nowadays, I don't really care as much. But I think the biggest thing though is that I started in season 1 where there was 100 people at the LAN, and it's like it's changed drastically. Like I think new people come in and deal with it from day one. Like seeing it change over time has been, I mean, honestly, that has been hard at times because it's just changed a lot. Like it used to be, you know, you'd go to a LAN and like whatever happened. Like no one cared. I don't even think the Reddit existed. Like you were making like 1,000 a month. You know, like it was a hobby, and then it changed. And also, we were spoiled for a while. Like it was like we would just join in the tournament and get top 4. Like, you know, so that it's just when you get used to something and it changes, and the pressure of LAN coming back. I think that's where like that year kind of like started going downhill, and it's kind of dumb looking back on it, but that's just how I think why sports psychologists are so important, and why like that could have helped us a lot at that time, because you can spiral, and a lot of times it's just like you kind of end up creating your own narrative even if it doesn't exist, and like you kind of manifest negativity in a way. I don't know. That's how I feel, but
the biggest thing I found is.
You guys started the have fun meta though. It was made fun of when you first did it. You're having the have fun meta in the final versus BDS. You start actually winning, not far off actually, like winning that second series. Then it's all tied, and people are like, a lot of NA fans, like you said, were like making fun of it, saying this is ridiculous. How can they not try harder, care more? But actually, have fun meta, like in the months that followed, was the meta that everyone is like preaching. So you guys might have actually started this.
Who knows, Johnny? Who knows?
The biggest thing I found is
like it was clearly working. I was casting that match and I was like, wait, it's actually working though. They're actually just
we got close. Off.
Yeah, the biggest thing I've found with like the Reddit and stuff is I feel like 95% of people, whether they want to admit it or not, just all have confirmation bias. Where like they have an opinion which might be like NRG, you know, I don't know what's the biggest now? Like NRG are not having fun, or like NRG are too serious, NRG aren't trying. And like they'll forget about every other series where you guys are like either, you know, going against what they think, like already guys are playing well, you're playing well as a team, whatever. And then they'll wait for that one moment or that one series where this happens, where their idea or their opinion actually comes to light. And they were like, see, I told you so. You know what I mean? They'll just forget about everything. It might be like, you know, CJ has no mechanics. They'll forget about the triple flip resets that I'm doing every other game. They'll wait for the one play where I look like an Airbus, and they'll be like, see, I told you so. He's got no mech. You know what I mean? Like, that's confirmation bias, and everyone on Reddit has it. Everyone has it.
The more I've like, you know, as time's gone, I've understood it. Like, I mean, I think that's just everything. Like sports, I mean, the news, something negative happens, I'm tuned in. Drama happens, I'm tuned in. You know, good news, oh, cool. You know, I think it's just how we are. So it's understandable. It's just rough when you're the story, I guess. So
yeah, I think it all comes back to the Rothschilds. I think they control the Reddit, and yeah, I think that all comes back to them. Do we have any more topics? Rizzo?
We're gonna do predictions on the tiebreakers that are tomorrow, I believe. The Furia complexity of the tiebreakers. We're gonna do that. But I wanted to ask you to finish off this current discussion, Garrett. What are the expectations? It's been a while since we talked to you. What's happening now? And is stacked. There's like, you know, a whole bunch of good teams. You guys are actually number 6 though. Like you're the closest of the rest who didn't make top 5. What are the expectations? Display where the goals? How are things going with NRG?
My goal is to, I mean, obviously we still have bad days. I'm not going to lie. Like there's days where we still have like the same problems where like something's bad or something bad happened before and like the scrim shocked. I'm not going to lie. But we've had like
everybody has shocked. Like you literally say that, but everybody who comes on here always talks about like their scrims suck.
So, but the problem we've had though is that we would carry it into the tournament. So that's where, but we've had more good days than like we have in a while, and Where I don't like, obviously it's hard to say because I'm in the situation, but I really don't think like it's like a skill issue, I guess. I think it's more of like a meta and like playstyle issue. So I think it's very possible for us to like win a regional or make the major. That's just I have confidence in us, to be honest. But my goal, I just want to make it back to the major. I mean, I've missed 2 in a row, so that's the goal for me.
And the big question everybody, all the NRG fans want to know is, are you guys drilling, dodging demos so that Com doesn't world record demo you again?
Oh,
is that part of the training?
Nah, everyone demos now, so it's not a big deal.
I mean, you're actually, you are. Yeah. You're playing 2s. You're getting demoed by Jan all day, so actually you're training perfectly.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, it's so common now. I mean, it's not a big deal. We're trying to play with a faster pace. So I'll just put it. That's why I like it.
Strats leaked.
Yeah, I mean, but it's like obvious. Like if you're just sitting there getting demoed and no one else is as much, like what is happening? You're not moving. Like it has to be that. Like you're just sitting still. So I think it's a pretty easy fix. It's just like you got to do it. You got to change your habits. That's the hardest thing to do in this game is just change your instinct. So
that's promising. That's going to be very promising to hear, I'm sure. There you go, Garrett. You're painting your own narrative now. That is somebody's going to type that on a Reddit somewhere. You see, this is how it happens. You're not going to read it if you don't read Reddit.
Listen, we're not
going to read
it,
but someone else will read it, and then someone else will read it, and then suddenly that's the narrative. You know,
I'm going to try
NRG is playing faster. They're not going to get demoed again, and boom, hopium for NRG fans. Positivity. You've done it. Right
it's not like we're just logging in and playing. It's we've been together only 3 years now, so we're going through the hardest part as a team is like changing without a change. That's difficult. Actually,
no. Isn't it with relationships? The road bumps are year 2, 4, and 7, if I remember correctly. So you guys might be about to hit like a good stride here, or year 3.
Bro, it feels like a relationship. So I think it is. It literally feels like a relationship.
Year 2 is super hard. That lines up perfectly with when things are starting to go downhill. That year 2 is supposed to be a massive road bump. Year 4 is another one. So you got to look out a year from now. But right now, year 3.
Yeah, but after year 4, we're smooth sailing for a couple of years.
Yeah, you're good. And then if you make it past year 7, like it's smooth sailing for the rest. At that point, you're just like, well, we're committed. We're married.
Yeah, it is what it is. Maybe it won't work out, but we're definitely gonna try our best. I mean, no one's sitting here paycheck stealing, so competition. I mean, you win or lose, so.
Nobody's here. What?
Paycheck stealing. What do you mean?
And who would you say, Garrett, is paycheck stealing in the NA scene?
No, listen. No one on our team. That's all I'm saying. No one on this team.
Okay. If you had to name one person who could allegedly be a paycheck stealer,
maybe something that you've heard, but not something you're saying yourself.
Allegedly.
What? If I've heard it, I'm saying it. Then I'm saying it. I'm good.
I mean, it's just the way that you confidently said paycheck stealing and then you said, like paycheck stealing. It sounded like there would be like a example.
Let me look at the rankings.
I have no comment. I mean, you guys think I'm going to comment on this? No, I'm good.
That's the true answer. No comment. But Rise might have a comment, though. Rise is usually...
Oh, no, do not let him speak. If he speaks, we're all in trouble.
Prefer not to speak, right?
Let me look at EU. I don't think anyone's paycheck stealing.
No one on top teams is. If you want an honest answer,
because the top
I've always
teams
seen bubble players do it.
The top, it's all the low key bombs that were good and are now
yes, the people who had promise and then you just never see them play.
Yeah,
there's a few of those, but I'm obviously not going to.
I'll name it. Heroic with paycheck stealing in EU. Violent Panda dragged it out as long as he possibly could. And I respect it. I will do the same if I can. You just long it out as much as you can. Just keep getting the bank rolls, and that's it.
I'm not going to comment on that one because I'm friends, but I mean, why wouldn't
like you commented on it without commenting on it.
I mean, why wouldn't you though?
I
you're
don't
on a salary.
Panda, but it's true, bro. It's free money, right?
It makes sense. There's nothing wrong with it, really. I mean, in my opinion. I mean,
there's no. I mean,
we're talking about org money. Org money leaving the org to go to a player is great. No one in the Rocket League scene hates that. So we're happy about paycheck stealing. Actually, it just sounds negative when you hear it, but actually no, it's stealing from orgs. So it's fantastic.
It's free money, bro. Just based off your
you gotta
name
eat.
value.
You gotta eat.
Everybody gotta eat.
That would be like complaining about somebody See if someone was like working. I swear I saw like Google fired a bunch of people like recently. All the big tech companies fired a bunch of people, and then like there was like all these stories coming up of like, oh yeah, but Billy didn't get fired, and all he does is come into the office and play ping pong all day. And the bosses love him because he stays late. Little do they know he's actually just staying late playing ping pong. That they didn't fire him because they think he's working, and they fired a bunch of other people who actually are working. So like nobody hates Billy for doing that. It's like good job, Billy. You've like
everyone's annoyed at Billy because he's doing what you wish you did.
So yeah, he's getting paid 6 figures to play ping pong. Phenomenal job. Great paycheck steal from Google. Billy.
W-mans.
Hey, Kato played ping pong at every Worlds and won like every single one I was at. So it is what it is.
Yeah, you got.
Wait, who did? What'd you say?
Gotta love players getting back.
Rise, I don't know if I ever told you this, but I would get so mad between like the season 4 to like season 8 period. When I show up at Worlds, I'm like at my PC all day, pointlessly playing free play. I look to my right, and then even one year, K-Dop showed up buff. He even showed up buff with like a 6-pack. He's just sitting there laughing, playing ping pong. I get him in round 1 of the playoffs, and he destroys me. And I'm like, dude, you didn't even play the game the whole weekend. Why do I keep losing? It's so annoying.
No, he was terrible at ping pong. It was Beyond the Summit. He like learned ping pong at Beyond the Summit because somebody beat him, and then he practiced all week and he became the best player or all weekend.
Well, he was playing every Worlds.
Then ever since then he started playing ping pong. Forever.
I would always be a little salty though. This guy was like, I mean, he was sexy all of a sudden, like healthy, and then he's winning Worlds.
He's also like all of a sudden he's the biggest Rocket League streamer. He's like dude, like Mr. 10K viewers.
K-Dop's the GOAT, and then
Garrett's gonna plant an untradeable boost on his
account. Take this boost.
K-Dop actually. He just 3-0'd Swiss to qualify, I think, 9th seed. Yeah, he's 9th
I get
seed
happy
for
when they
this
do
event. They're doing great.
I think he has, like, the ideal mindset of, like, if you kind of fall off a little bit, he doesn't seem like he let it bother him too much. At least from how, he's seen from the outside. Like, he's still content creating. He doesn't disappear. And now he's still playing. I mean, he's still competitive. So I think he has, like, a really good mindset. But who knows? But
he's a winner.
I've always like kind of respected him a lot for sure for how he carries himself. Even though I don't understand what he's saying, I watch his stream. I don't even know what he's saying. He's like that. He's pretty entertaining. I just feel the vibes from the. I don't even know what he's saying, but it's entertaining to watch.
Did you see the clip where he's talking about beer?
No.
So what somebody in chat will have this. Go on, chat. You know what I'm talking about. He was like, someone in chat asked him which do you like better. Sorry, come on, chat. Yeah, that's enough. That's enough for someone to have the link just there. You got like 2,000 viewers right now. Someone will know. Somebody asked him to get which beer. It was like 2, like influencers. Which one do you prefer? Is it Madison Beers? Is that actually a person? Is that a person?
Madison Beers.
Okay, that makes sense now. Yeah, he says, which one do you prefer? It was someone else or Madison Beer, and he says, I don't drink, I just drink water. It was phenomenal. Somebody find that.
Oh, someone said cough or beer. Someone probably asked, like, Krennikov or Madison Beer, and he said, I just drink water. That's
right.
That's such a Kato response.
Yeah, he said, I don't know, I just drink water. Phenomenal. Yeah, somebody get the clip. Love K-Dop. He's
Rizzos asked him in game, apparently.
Oh, it was Rizzos asked him in game because he knew he was on he's on K-Dop stream, so he asked him in the text chat.
That's so funny.
Genius. Absolute genius. But so tomorrow. So there you go. There's the clip. I don't know if you want to show it now or later, but yeah, tomorrow. In the meantime, Fury are playing Complexity. Winner is in our RLCS automatically, and then the loser of that plays Optic. Winner of that is also in RLCS automatically. Loser has to play the close qualifier. So before we finish up here, we need predictions, especially from Rising Garrett. Who's going to make it in automatically? The new Furia, Complexity, or Optic?
I mean, based off Garrett's rank gameplay, I would say Furia.
Furia?
I mean, I haven't been discriminating.
What? What's that about?
If they're air dribble bumping everybody and you're getting annoyed, that means they're annoying everybody. They have the mental game down.
All right, buddy. Why'd you have to say me, though? You could have just been like number 1 and 2 and 2s or something.
I didn't see that. I thought the win traders were still there. You're the one who said it to me.
No, it's hard because they haven't been here very long, so we haven't actually scrimmed them yet. Wait, we're doing the predictions now?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah,
so
you're first. You're
Furia
up.
Complexity first.
This is really hard because I don't know. I think losing and then playing again is kind of a debuff. Not gonna lie. I'm gonna go Furia and Optic.
Do you think Optic? Obviously, that whole situation happened. Do you think they'll be as good?
Rise like talking about this like with a
So-
smile on his
Yeah,
face. So
like-
Rise smile like that whole situation.
Situation.
I think, and this is all speculation, but I think Optic will recover better from that than V1 will, because I think Riddles is super outspoken, and I think if something's awkward, Riddles is the type of guy to just be like, let's just talk about it. Like, I don't think he would hold back from talking about it, and I think that'll help. And I mean, maybe V1 would do the same thing, but if I were just to guess who's going to recover better from that change almost happening, I think it would be Optic.
If I were to guess, I reckon one of E1 players are listening to Garrett talking right now. They're like, yeah, he's right. Actually, they're just going to the
We need
group
to
chat
talk
and
about
written,
it.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
We need to talk about it. Smart.
They might, who knows? I'm not really sure, but Magic Bear is not very outspoken, so I don't really know how he, has felt about it. But yeah, I think Optic will recover well. I don't think it'll. I think if anything, it might. I feel like that stuff always. I've talked to people about this before. I swear, like 7 out of 10 of the world champion teams had beef or like almost split right before Worlds.
Yeah, it's true. It's very true.
It's a weird mental thing where I think it kind of pushes everyone to play better because they're kind of playing for their spot or their next team, as like messed up as that sounds. So I think it might even like push them to individually play better. So a lot of mental gymnastics with that type of stuff, I feel like. Yeah,
I think Optic are going to the closed quals. I think they need a mental reset. So I got Furia and Complexity going to the main event.
Is it best of 5s or is it best of 7s?
That's gotta be 7s, right?
It's gotta be 7s.
Yeah. I think so. I'll check right now. Rise, did you make a prediction?
It's gonna be Furia. Furia are gonna go through the upper. I think they're just too like individually good for Complexity. And I don't know anything about NA teams. Like I can look at Furia and go, these names are good, but I've never played like Raise Ball in 3s. I've never played AJG in 3s. I've never played like Magic Bear in 3s. So it's like I don't know how good these teams are gonna be. So our Complexity and Optic, it's a complete guess, but I'm just gonna go Optic. I think Furia and Optic, and I think Complexity will go to quals.
And they'll easily make it.
Yeah, I don't know what. Obviously, with Rizzo is going to be in the closed quals with all these players getting banned. So
it's going to be stacked. That makes sense. I think that I'm not as confident about the Optic mental regain as Garrett sounds, but I think that his take does sound sensible enough. But I do think that they will beat Complexity. Complexity coming off a loss, so I think Optic will beat them. Because Complexity have been pretty inconsistent as well. Like they've had some howlers. They've had some pretty big throws.
If Complexity translated what they do in scrims to the tournament, I think they would be like. I think they had a lot going on though. I remember CRR had something personal going on during the split.
True, yeah, it's very true.
So maybe it was just that, but they're very, very good in scrims because they're very like I think they seem confidence based. Like they're very fast and just kind of like I don't want to say risky, but like they rely on It's kind of like G2 back in the day when you heard about them being a scrim team because they could find each other so well, and then like during the tournament. This is after you, Rizzo. Okay, listen. I did this to CJ, and now I'm doing it to Rizzo. My bad. But when you guys were on it, okay, it was like unbeatable. That's what I'm trying to say. Jesus, I'm not coming back. I'm not being invited back. I'm not coming back.
Put him on the list, Rizzo. Put him on the list.
I'll tell Psyonix about his boost.
Bro, I look at my monitor, Rizzo's just slowly nodding yes. Oh my god.
I remember I watched one of Rettle's comms videos like ages ago. And it was against G2 when you were still on the team, and he was like, we played the real G2 in scrims, and now we're playing the tournament G2, and like these guys are absolutely terrible compared to how they are in scrims.
Wait, who said this?
Rettles in one of his comms videos. I remember seeing it. I'm not sure.
I feel like if we won, he wouldn't have uploaded it.
Probably not.
My bad, Rizzo.
Vicious accusation.
Hey, you're good. You're good.
Rizzo, when people when people get say stuff about your career, do you get mad now that you've retired, or are you just like?
No, I don't give a shit. I mean, to be fair,
Rizzo,
my whole yeah, I get pissed off every time, dude.
I mean, what negatives do people say about?
Well, you're trash. You're really old.
Well, yeah. What else? What else do they say? There might be a couple more if you could think of any. I don't know. Actually, probably
you were
not.
a demo. You're a demo main. People always used to write whenever they were trying to compliment Rizzo because he's last place on shooting accuracy or whatever. Be like, yeah, but he's really good at demos.
Well, okay, listen though. I'm not even trying to make up for what I just said though, but for some reason when I went from playing G2 Online to LAN, Rizzo was Rizzo became like a different player. It was weird. Man was the LAN god, but maybe it's just because you farmed us a few times. I'm not trying to make up for what I just said.
I'm
being
timing.
honest. No, listen.
I'm not gonna act like you're
Seems
making
forced.
up for. I'm just gonna say thank you.
I'm just
gonna say
listen.
thank you.
I remember Montreal. That was bad. That's all I'm saying. I'm not even making it up.
Why are you bringing up Montreal?
You're taking
because Rizzo farmed us. Rizzo farmed us in Montreal. That's why.
Montreal's like a bad memory.
Oh, apparently RL Esports just made a statement.
Ooh, interesting. On the air.
Okay.
Oh wait, update.
Oh, it's been extended to tomorrow.
Oh no, I might get kicked.
But they're unbanned.
Rizzo kicked live on stream.
No,
wait, no. Listen, they're unbanned.
No, my spot. I'm serious.
They're unbanned.
No,
is that what it says?
It can't be real. I had a spot. I was gonna make close.
Ban them, Psyonix, ban them all.
No,
accounts that have been unbanned as part of what's. Wait, we need to read this whole
Shall I
thing.
read?
Somebody read it.
Shall I read
I'll
it? Go, CJ, read it out.
All right.
Okay, this statement is on the Reddit from Psyonix Devon. It's the title: Update on Alpha Boost account bans. Hi, folks. We've been giving everyone an update on an ongoing situation involving the trading and duplication of Alpha reward items, including the Gold Rush Boost, i.e. Alpha Boost. Earlier this month, we banned a small number of accounts after an investigation showed that they acquired an Gold Rush Boost, also known as Alpha Boost, after filing false compromised account claims with our player support team, as we know about. Some of these accounts were then sold to other players, with the included trade-locked Alpha Boost being the primary incentive for the transaction. Okay, that's all above board. After further review and discussion, we've made the decision to unban these accounts with a small handful of exceptions. The exceptions are accounts tied to the original sellers mentioned above, or to players that independently filed false compromised account claims. Okay, so they're keeping everyone banned who sold the trade-locked accounts or went to Psyonix
or went and did it themselves.
Went and did it themselves.
So
but the people that bought it. Yes, but the people that bought an account.
Maybe that means that there's other people who got their hands on an Alpha Boost and then faked them getting scammed so that they could get a trade locked one, and then that Alpha Boost that they borrowed eventually got back. But yeah,
so we'll continue.
That is a huge W. Sorry, go ahead.
It goes on.
Yeah,
we're following this up by reviewing the unbanned accounts and removing trade locked Alpha Boost from them as needed. So they're going to lose their money. We're also extending the freeze we put on issuing trade locked Alpha reward items to compromised accounts indefinitely. So these guys can't get trade locked. Okay. We appreciate how this issue has impacted the bubble scene. Ooh, toxic. And the broader Rocket League esports scene. So we want to communicate the following. Accounts that have been unbanned as part of what's outlined above are eligible to participate in Psyonix operated Rocket League esports events, as they are now in good standing. Accounts and individuals that remain banned will not be eligible to participate in Psyonix operated Rocket League esports events, as their accounts are not in good standing. And then finally, to mitigate any roster issues related to the bans, we are extending the RLCS roster lock deadline to 11:59 p.m. PST on January 24. So the end of tomorrow night.
Look at Rizzo, man. Look at him.
So Rizzo. And then there's a fourth point here. Rizzo will not be participating in RLCS this split.
I can't believe it actually says that they heard Rizzo was going to participate and they had to do something about it. So an emergency meeting was called, and that's how they solved this issue.
They realized I signed up, so they needed a statement.
Cancel the scrims. Cancel the scrims.
I can't imagine the feeling of relief.
Yeah,
that is a big W, by the way.
W Psyonix.
We actually, I swear, at some point, at some point during this, an hour ago, probably we agreed that the best possible solution was just like doing exactly this, because we were like, oh, we really hope that this happens. It was like hope. It was pure hopium at the time, and now 1 hour later, it's happened. A massive W.
So he said Rizzo saved the bubble just because I signed up. I saved everyone.
Facts. No, they listen. We're not trying to say they copied our homework. This was probably being worked on for days, guys. we were just like. We were like trying to figure out what's going on, and with our limited information that we had, this is what we theory crafted as the best possible outcome. So I guess we must have been pretty on the money with all of the things we're guessing. If this was actually happening,
this makes the most sense because the guilty by association thing. That's what CJ was saying the whole time.
Yes,
he was like, "What if you don't know? You know, like that makes the most sense, and the people who did it should be banned." I can't believe it though. I was like pretty pessimistic.
And the extended trade window by a day as well. Another little dub there. So
not for Rizzo. Rizzo thought he was locked in with the team.
No, that's
Rizzo was
so
sacrificed.
crazy. I'm literally
he was
Oli.
the sacrifice.
I'm Oli. Oh no.
No comment.
So yeah, you shouldn't say anything about that one.
The last bit is probably. You see, the final bit of this statement is probably like the reminder to the bubble scene. It says, "This has been a pretty unique situation. We want to stress this is a singular ruling, so not likely to happen again. If somebody now goes and does get their hands on a trade locked alpha boost illegitimately, then they are going to get banned. I don't think this will be a repeat based on this statement.
I guarantee the amount of people alone saved. Like, if it's just like 1 or 2 people, it probably would have been. I don't think they would have been unbanned. I could be wrong, but like the fact that it was like so many people who fell for the same thing and like. Were involved in the same thing, it probably helped. I'm not gonna lie. So, maybe Sunless Khan called them up. Sunless Khan called them up, and he was like, "You cannot ban my team." You know, he got it done.
Yeah, there's absolutely no way that anyone outside of the esports team, I think, had a say in this. With the decision-making process, just to like give people an idea, I would be surprised if because there was speculation from the bubble scene, like, oh yeah, so and so, if this was pros, then it wouldn't happen. I don't think it would have mattered. I think the same thing would have happened if it was pros versus bubble semi-pros. I think this is like not esports related. It's like just Rocket League related. Based on this just basically cements that we already reached that conclusion during the an hour ago when we were talking about this, speculating, and now this is concrete proof that that's the case.
He's kicked live on stream.
He's just retired again live on stream.
He's gonna get the little Discord notification, just not open it.
I grinded rank 2s today. I was so excited.
Bro, you said you played 45 minutes.
You played like 3 games.
That's a lot.
You played 45 minutes.
So anyway,
you gained NMR.
As I was getting at earlier on in the stream, if you don't know it's happening, then it's fine. I knew it. I knew the statement was going to come out. If you don't know, if you're not aware, if you're not selling the accounts, you're all good.
But the other bit at the very end here says players or accounts found engaging in similar behavior in the future may be punished more severely as exchanging in-game items. It goes on to say as exchanging in-game items, and it's just reminding the TOS, by the way, exchanging in-game items and accounts for real-world currency goes against the TOS. We appreciate everyone's patience. So, is this just the final warning, guys? Players, stop buying Alpha Boost. Stop tweeting.
Yeah, you guys need to stop.
Instead of saying that, why not fix it so it can't be done? Don't do it again. No, we're not going to fix it. Just don't do it again.
But what
brain dead is this?
No, what can they do to stop people? Obviously, the trade lock thing, that would be pretty dumb to do again. But what can they do to stop people selling accounts, though?
You guys need to stop doing this stuff, man.
Garrett P sends an email. You'll never believe.
Bro, if I get scammed again, it's over. I'm just a standard user, bro.
You won't believe this. You won't believe it? I know you just put the statement out, but you won't believe it.
This is an unprecedented situation.
If it can happen 113 times, you can happen 114. You won't believe it. I clicked an ESL
I just really wanted to play in this doubles tournament, and it was the same thing. You guys won't believe how cool, how clean that website looked, though. I'm being for real. It looked legit.
I know somebody posted screenshots.
It looked legit.
It was ESL, yeah. It looked like ESL.
But the fact that it was midnight should have told me it was not a real tournament. That ended pretty good.
Phenomenal. What great way to finish.
Good ending.
Unbelievable.
We got
Shout out to Psyonix. What timing by Psyonix?
No, that was a horrible ending, guys.
Dude,
what great ending.
Thank God we weren't like, yeah, they need to be banned. This is ridiculous. And then at the end, they all get unbanned. And we're all sitting here
like, ooh, that's embarrassing.
Oh, my bad. Yeah.
No, I said this all along.
You gotta go play
we said this all along.
We knew Psyonix had our backs.
We were pretty consistent. Now this is great though, because like we were roasting the timing about the trade window, but they moved the trade window, so massive W, and they've even dropped it during the show, so double good timing, absolutely unreal.
Unlucky Rizzo.
This happens a lot, doesn't it? Like Psyonix, they're not slow, but they just take their time to get like a statement out. And everyone's like, "This is the worst esport ever. This is the worst esport. I hate you guys."
They like the build up. They like the build up.
No, these things do take time. Like these decisions. What time is it right now? In where's Psyonix? San Diego.
7:30.
7 p.m. Late night at the table tennis to make up this.
Billy's
talking
just
over a game of ping pong.
Now I have to create another plan to get all these players banned. All right, I think that's it. Any final closing thoughts from you guys with this one?
We're perfect.
What a waste of an episode.
What a waste!
What's your guys' thoughts on the shift top 20 real quick?
Really good.
They need to
awesome.
lose the F, and then it makes a lot more sense.
Oh,
owned.
That's cold. That's cold from Johnny.
That is cold.
Yeah.
Was Seiko really that bad at other events to not warrant like a top 3 at that Worlds performance? Like, I didn't understand that. I could be wrong, but like,
he should be top 3. Like,
when I watched that Worlds performance, I was like, I could see. I don't know. I guess I feel like Worlds should be weighed a lot heavier for lists like that. But I've always been a results like tier list maker. I remember when I made a tier list before First Killer was on with Turnto, and then I put him in like B or something because they hadn't done anything, and I got roasted for that. I remember, but yeah, that was a while ago.
So we want to see Garrett's list for sure. The results based actual top 20. I want to see everybody's top 20s. To be honest, they better be coming out.
Facts.
What's your top 20, Johnny? I want to see it on Twitter after this.
Nah, I'm not gonna tweet. Definitely stream that. That's like stream content for sure.
Okay,
you gotta reveal it all one by one on a stream. This is the way to do it.
Jack tweeted that he was going to do it, and then I was going to go on it with him, and he said, "Okay, I'll be in a couple of days," and that was like a week and a bit ago. So I don't think it's happening.
He's working on it.
You'll come through. You'll come through.
I hope so. I need to voice my opinion on this.
So was in chat First Killer overhated. I like that word. Is it overrated?
Overhated.
Overhated. Yeah, Garrett's a hater.
The biggest problem I haven't in all the top 20s I've seen. The one problem I'll point out. Biggest problem I've seen. Everybody seems to have forgotten card exists. Everybody forgot that card is actually unreal last year.
My man.
Easily top 20, maybe even like pushing top 10. Definitely. I'd say definitely 15.
Johnny,
even,
you are known to have some T-Bates takes. Like, I feel like you have.
What are you talking about?
I feel like you
don't think cards in top 20 player rise? Are you serious?
That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you'd probably have Ahmad in the top 5.
Yeah, of course not. You nowhere near top 5 last year. Not even close.
Is this including Gamers 8? I'm assuming. Is that why?
No. Even ignoring Gamers 8, card is easily top 20. I'd say probably easily top 15. I can't believe I'm not seeing him on every list. I think card should be on every top 20.
I think I'd have him right on the edge.
He was better than Jan at the World Championship. So if people are rating Worlds the highest, which they should, Card was better than Jan at the World Championship. They both played really, really well. They made semis, but Card was unreal, and he was solid the rest of the year as well. So I can't believe people forgot Card exists. It's the biggest crime.
That's true. It's hard with the amount of events this year.
I think it's
actually,
the biggest.
The more I'm thinking about it.
But I think it's the biggest crime because at least other players, if they're in the wrong place, at least they're on the list. Card's not on anyone's list apparently that I've seen, and he had a sick year. He was phenomenal.
He is under the radar right now because of Lost joining too. I think. Sorry, Riz. Good.
I was gonna say, would you put Jack on the top 20 list?
Maybe scraping in.
Because I'd have Mark above. Like if you're going off the last year, Surely Mark's above Jack.
Nah,
people seem to forget about Mark as well.
It's this calendar year.
He won in 2021. It's the calendar year.
Okay. I was thinking season, so yeah, you're right.
It's not season. It's 2022, which is also stupid. They should do it seasonal, not annual, which doesn't make any sense. But yeah, for 2022, got to get card.
You're right about card. Yeah, you're right about card. Majority of the year was last season. So yeah, you're right.
You got two top sixth place winter majors, 6th place spring, top 4 at Worlds, where he popped off. Then they missed one LAN. But yeah,
recency bias is hard to overlook.
Yeah, recency bias has made people forget about him.
It's like Genji just went insane, so it's like it feels criminal not to put them in. They want a major, but that's only such a small part of the year.
Yeah, if Jack's in the list, card has to be above him. Like definitely, because they won one LAN, but they were like terrible at winter, terrible at Worlds, and they didn't play at spring, did they? They didn't even qualify. So yeah.
Well, spring wasn't. Oh, yeah, no, fall. Yeah.
Last spring.
They didn't qualify spring. Yeah.
Yeah, so they both missed one LAN, and then you've got a win and 2 bad LANs versus 6th, 4th. And 4th is at the Worlds. So come on. You got to give Card his respect.
But that's a story for another day, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay, guys.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay, guys.
Do you want to talk about it?
No, I don't really want to talk about it anymore.
Has a DM been received?
No.
He's just going to get
if we
it's
don't
probably
see a
just
Rizzo,
assumed.
We need a Rizzo bench graphic, like the whole Godzilla bench graphic.
That's so funny.
We need a Rizzo benched.
Minus Rizzo. Or plus Rizzo, minus Rizzo.
You haven't started streaming, have you?
We were going to start tomorrow.
Maybe you need a tryout. You need a 1v1 against this other third that's just been unbanned.
Yeah, they should try you out, to be honest. Give him a shot.
Yeah, give you a shot.
What if you're actually just better? What if they're better with you? I don't know who the third
It's like
is.
when Power tried out Forky, like it's the thought that counts.
Yeah.
You know?
Wow. You're saying he's not good enough?
They should stream
Forky?
the tryout, and then you should stream them scrimming with the third they were going to play with, then stream them playing with you, and then chat can decide who is better. That's the only fair way.
We were joking that Forky's going to move there when he was there. But I'm surprised he actually tried out.
Garrett,
he was there. He was there for a while.
Garrett,
I thought he was there for like content. Listen. No. We do not.
Listen.
We can play some Minecraft though. It's after this,
Wait, do you have a substitute, Garrett? You guys don't have a sub anymore, do you?
It's just Johnny. Epic Johnny.
Oh, Johnny's a sub as well, okay.
Yeah.
Do you think he's better than Rizzo?
I could outgrind him.
I can yeah, in content.
Yeah. You guys keep asking questions that make me look bad. What? Like, I've already done it myself. I don't need help. With the,
would you not consider my boy Rizzo though, like as a sub?
Listen, like you're asking some interesting questions right now, and I'm gonna move on.
Damn, that's tough, Rizzo. He called you shit.
Would you take me if I moved to EU?
Hell yeah, do it.
Nah, I'm good, blood.
There you go. There is a God. Thank fuck.
All right, I think it's time to wrap this one up. We appreciate you guys watching. Thank you for watching Chalkcast episode 26. Shout out to Garrett and Rise for being our special guests tonight. Thank you to CJ and Johnny for helping with co-hosting, and shout out to my teammates who just kicked me. I hope you guys all have a good one. I'll see you guys next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.